imagine fucking knowing nothing because we don't know. We don't know anything. We know nothing. We don't know the answer to that. No one knows the answer to that.
Not
Alex
one thing.
Jones doesn't know the answer to that. NBC doesn't know the answer to that. Fox News doesn't know the answer to that. CNN definitely doesn't know the answer to that. None of them know the fucking answer to that. They're all fucking brain dead bozos and they're not telling us nothing. So all I know is the shit with the fucking another school shooting with that sick fucking weird thing that was walking around with fucking guns. I don't know, dude. I don't know anymore. It's fucking wild. We're living in wild times.
Can't even give them the clout.
First off, I don't know. I read a crazy stat that like in 2023, we're like 4 months now, and well, just about after 3 months into getting into the 4th month of 2023, and there's been something crazy like 128 mass shootings in the U.S. already. It's like I haven't heard about all those, but wow. What?
It's a crazy time to live here in America
100%.
for a number of different reasons.
I think it's a crazy time to live anywhere at this point. Fuck.
Yeah.
COVID affected everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Well, cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
Thanks
Salute.
letting me
Thanks
on
for coming
here.
on.
Of course.
We got my boy Doli in the house.
What's good? What's good?
Shout out
What's
Doli
good?
for coming through. Doli lives around the fucking block from me. This fucking guy is actually my boy Joe Millie's age, who was just on the pod last night, and this is gonna be the last pod before we take a little siesta for a while because we got some shit we got to take care of and get situated before we get
Glad
back
you
to
send it
work.
off. Let's hear another
But yeah,
cheers,
so
brother.
thanks for coming
Appreciate
through.
that.
And last minute we had Doli come through. I'm trying to think of how I really met Doli. So I knew of Doli probably from the same way I've known a bunch of people I've brought on this podcast already, which is very weird, but probably through Triple Threat.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's how I first knew of him. And then I think we really actually met. We bumped into each other at 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven. Yeah, you had
Yeah.
the Mercedes. Yep.
And you was just like, yo, like your beat tone. I'm like, oh yeah, you're that Doli kid. And we just kind of talked for a minute and we like exchanged information. And he was just like, you know, you make beats, I rap, like let's figure something out. So I'm like, all right, let's talk. So me and him started, you know, going back and forth with some music shit. And we, you know, shout out Doli was definitely somebody I did a lot of music with. So
Yeah. And it's
yeah.
good music too.
Oh hell yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, we worked on some crazy shit. We worked on it. You took, I will tell you, bro, out of everybody who was buying beats back in the day, bro, he was taking a chunk of fire beats for me. Like a lot of some of my best beats, he
I
was
couldn't help
ripping out of my
myself, though, yeah.
catalog, like off rip. Like I'd show him before I released it to the wild. He'd be like, I'll take that one.
Yeah. 100%.
He was taking beats.
Well,
like,
there was a reason why, because for people that may not know this, you were a fire hip hop producer, and you could probably still be right now too. It's just, you know, for whatever reasons you started doing other things, but
yeah.
you had fire beats, bro. It wasn't just like I was just buying. You know how many producers?
No, but you also had a good ear, and you one, two
100%,
guys,
yeah.
3 guys. I always gave a serious credit to personally for having a great ear and picking some of my best ones that I thought was like these are some of my best beats. Myself, I felt that way.
Yeah,
Was you, H and Khan.
100%.
You 3 just had a good ear for beats, knew which ones to pick, like knew this is a banger. We're picking, you know, cherry picking some fire.
Yeah, but well, there was also we were all kind of a friend group too, right?
Yeah.
So like we all were just like on that same wave in what we were writing, you know?
Yeah, we talked
just
about
on
it.
different levels.
We talked about it with multiple people on this podcast already that like we were very fortunate to have such a talented friend group.
Yeah, 100%.
Just like whatever the close knit little thing that we had going on Long Island was like some of the best shit around back then. Like
100%,
you know,
bro.
so it was fire. It was a great period. Like a lot of people missed out on witnessing all that, but we were all there for that, and it was dope to see the whole
We were a part of it
progression.
together, yeah.
The progression of everything, and you know, some of it was good, some of it was bad, some of it was in between. But I mean, now we're to the point where like, you know, Millie's got crazy placements, you Khan's got crazy placements, you got crazy placements.
Yeah.
You're on fucking NFL, you're on fucking NHL, you're on fucking WWE,
Yeah, a bunch of shit, yeah.
you're on all sorts of shit,
Yeah.
like on national television, on like primetime TV, like wild shit. Like it's wild that all of us took this journey in the same time in the same area and all crossed paths and fucked with each other and you know, people did shit.
Yeah, no, 100%, bro. It's not even just that people did shit. It's just that a lot of us just worked hard, bro.
Yeah, we did.
Including yourself, you know, like there was a lot of people that ran with our crew, or not even just our crew, but just like Long Island music scene in general,
Yeah.
that kind of just like, we're like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then a lot of like our core was like, nah, we're just going to keep working, keep collaborating, keep getting better,
and
doing shows here, doing videos there, and eventually.
And I give credit to guys like you and Polo Hayes and Khan and any of the guys who hung in there and like not only kept on doing the music throughout the entire time, but are like still doing it to some degree.
Yeah.
Because I tell people all the time, like, it seems like it wasn't that long ago I stopped making music, but it was 2015. That's at this point a long time ago.
Yeah, no, I know. It's crazy to think that how much it's changed even just from
So much.
last few months, you know?
Slide your glass over a little bit.
Perfect. Here,
Thank you, brother.
All good.
Yeah, fucking, and that's been something that, you know, you talk to any person that does music, they're gonna say the same thing, like struggling with how to catch the algorithm. Even if you're trying to do like podcast or whatever you're trying to create, trying to catch that algorithm. It doesn't matter how good your shit is. It's all a game. It's all,
Everything is so oversaturated at this point.
Yep.
And there's just so much content in general, and there's so much people just scrolling at every point of every day.
Yeah.
It's a lot of luck. It's a lot of timing, right time, right place, right hashtag,
A lot
right
of
everything.
fucking work, man. There's a rapper I follow. His name is Marlon Craft. He's from New York City. He's a white dude. He's got like orange hair, but he's fire, bro. He raps on J. Cole beats. Like that's the kind of vibe he is. And
Okay.
he just posted something. He's like, yo, like a lot of people talk about like getting into a deal with the label and getting like, you know, manipulated or whatever it is. He's like, but yo, at the same time, do it independently. All of these fucking apps are manipulating you too.
At the end of the day, I tell people all the time, if you really want to like really make money in that industry, you have to be part of the machine. You got to be in like some kind of gears going on in the machine. But with that said, very special individuals who have very special business skills and teams behind
Break
them
through.
can break through themselves and do it themselves, and then carve their own path and get their own like special deals that motherfuckers ain't getting.
There's a lot of sideways around, you know, like
But that also takes knowing the right people, being in the
Yeah.
right situations, having the right talent, having the right backing, everything.
100%.
You know, it's
Also
very,
just continuing to network, you know. You
very
know that.
few and far in between have been able to do it independently, completely.
100%.
You know what I mean? One person for
The
me
dream.
coming up that was such an inspiration to me was Duck Down Records.
Yeah.
Duck Down Records for me was like, wow, like these guys stayed independent, put out amazing music, did it all themselves, stayed small, stayed true to the art, never got fucking corrupted. Like for me, Drew Ha and Duck Down Records, that shit was like, that was an inspiration for me. It was like, when I started working with Millie and trying to do, something on our own, it was like, that was a vision for us, was like, we want to do that.
Yeah.
We don't want, because we already knew going into it, like, neither of us were built to do stuff that we didn't want to do.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
Yeah, I mean, you've been able to adapt though and do stuff that like, different style shit.
I've learned to adapt just as like a writer, like the way that like I approach writing a song. If I'm gonna do some shit for me, like it's different. But I know I've been able to be fortunate enough to learn that formula on like the sync side, right? Because every it's the same formula. It's just different places need it, you know. So creatively to do shit on your own though, I give a lot of prop to like the Duck Down dudes, because I know how talented they are. It takes a lot for you to continue just like pushing that shit out of you, you know? Especially when you're independent and
they're going on like 30 years here
of
doing
independent work,
still touring
and satisfying that fan base that they have, you know? It's crazy, bro. It's a lot harder than people think it is, but at the same time it's not, you know? Like you can figure it out. Like you just said, if you can catch it with the right talent and shit.
Yeah, I mentioned this with Millie last night, was like the one guys that I would say that's in the conversation like that now would be like Griselda. Those guys kind of carved their own path.
Yeah.
They were able to get signed to big deals and stuff like that, but it was from them doing their own thing and making their own independently.
They took their
West Side Gun, shout out him. He had the business mind to do that though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It takes a lot. There's a lot of moving wheels to it, you know?
100%.
And that's something that I've learned just through the journey that I've gone on, you know? Like any path can go a different way immediately. Like you could like, we were talking about Millie before, like it's just like the place, the right time, the right person, and everything will change, you know?
Time is everything, bro. Who you know, timing, all this shit matters, like more than most other shit does, you know?
Yeah, no, 100%.
So one other thing I wanted to touch on with you is wrestling, because you and me have connected over the years through wrestling, because we're both.
I went to my first wrestling show with you.
I brought you your first wrestling show. I did, yeah.
After all those years of watching wrestling, that was the first time I went.
Well, I got back into it, whatever it was, around 2016 or something like that.
Pull the mic a little closer.
And overall, I hadn't watched it since I was like a teenager, 6th grade, 7th grade, somewhere around there. Probably 7th grade was when I really stopped watching it.
Yeah.
I I'd tail around a little bit till like 8th grade, 9th grade, just like once in a while you pop in and see what's going on. But like I wasn't into it like I was as from 5 years old through whatever it was, 12 or 13.
Yeah, like till like 7th
till
grade.
DX,
Yeah.
like you know, the Mankind, Stone Cold,
Attitude
Rock,
era,
Eric, Attitude Era.
Yep.
So you were probably just getting into it at that point.
I was, yeah.
And then you know, got to see a different portion that I didn't get to see of wrestling. But you still had the love for it that I did, just from like a different generational standpoint. Because like
Yeah.
I started in like the Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, Ultimate Warrior era, and you started in like the
Stone Cold, Triple H,
exactly.
Kane era.
That's
yeah.
when I started.
Exactly.
When I started, yeah. So
But we both had clearly, and even I remember back then, you had some crazy, he always had some crazy memorabilia or like an old t-shirt, a wrestling shirt. Even before the shit was cool to wear, like wrestling, like motherfuckers be wearing wrestling gear now. Everybody got like old wrestling gear and old vintage shit.
yeah.
Doli was doing that shit before that shit was cool, straight up. He was wearing like obscure Undertaker tees
Yeah.
when nobody thought it was cool.
100%, bro. And also just like that's also something that I've like dove into is like that vintage market. Like
Oh
when
yeah.
I was wearing those shits, like but like they were like $40 on eBay. Some not now those same shirts are like $700 on eBay. you
Yeah, I know. I see you now, like flipping some shirts and shit, because I know you got like a nice little collection, and I seen you on like Instagram flipping some shit.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of good people in that community of like the vintage, just like right on Instagram, right? And like you can find some fire pieces, bro, and then there's a lot of money. I don't really run out to like the bins and shit like that, you know, that people do. They'll go out and like
Well, it's hard to find that
it's
shit.
hard, but like
especially in Long Island, people
Yeah.
they ain't stupid, so it ain't
even
like
to drive out towards the city or like any of the boroughs, like that's a lot to like do all that.
yeah. But
know?
you be finding some shit.
I'm
You
more
be
of a
sending it to me.
collector, you know?
Yeah, but you be sending me some shit that you found where I'm like, holy
Oh
shit.
yeah, no, 100%, bro.
Yeah, like I remember
love
some
that
of
shit,
them, like
bro.
from when we was kids. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, bro, and it's WrestleMania weekend this weekend too. A lot of my homies I know are going out there and fucking. There's a giant wrestling fucking like event hosted by Rosenberg and this other dude that he does like he sells wrestling tees on Instagram, but it's like a giant pop up. So, bro, the shit that they got for the fucking customers to come there, bro, fire pieces that you'll be like, damn, bro, like one of a kind joints that people are gonna go in there and drop bread for because it's that weekend.
Yeah. You did the theme song for Bronson Reed.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember what his name was in the Indies. I can't remember right now, but I was following him before he got signed to WWE, and the dude was like a beast. He was an animal. Some of his shit I remember in PWG, Pro Wrestling Gorilla. He was like had some fight. He was, for a big guy, was doing some acrobatic type shit. He could move,
Yeah,
and
no.
he was strong, ripping people, throwing people. I was like, damn,
He's
this
a good
dude.
wrestler. Yeah, he's a really
Dude
good
was a
wrestler.
good wrestler, but yeah, but like he's been getting, well, he had a push and he didn't have a push. Now he has a push,
Yeah.
but your song been getting played lately because he's getting a push again, and I've been seeing that shit.
Yeah,
like,
no, 100%.
and I know you got to witness it live for the first time.
Yeah, so the whole thing I'm just grateful for. I can't really talk about much because there's like, you know, privacy to that, but like I'm just super grateful as a fan to be able to be involved with that. But yeah, seeing that shit live at the Madison Square Garden show, just me and my brother went. We were just like normal people in the crowd. I ain't shit, you know, I'm just
Yeah.
a normal guy. But like the kid inside of me that was playing No Mercy on Nintendo 64 just like was like, damn, you know, like even if that's the only thing I ever do that has to do with this realm, like I was able to like feel that, you know. So
Oh,
it was a
yeah.
good ass feeling, you know. I'm super,
I mean, bro,
super grateful for.
I've
all
heard,
that.
yeah, I mean, at this point, your song's been on a bunch of shit that, like, I've been watching like a football game and they just like got your shit on in the background, weird shit, like,
Super grateful for all that shit,
Yeah.
bro, you know, and fucking I you know, shout out to my homie Bella, you know, fucking
yeah, shout out for facts, yeah,
and the rest of the guys up at that company. I'm just grateful for the opportunities, you know, to just be able to try to hit home runs like that. But that's a whole nother side of the music industry, bro, that when I was coming up, I didn't really know. And I went back to school for music and like I ended up interning places and shit. And that was one of the places. So like learning that side of
yeah.
music, there's a lot of money on that side.
Oh yeah.
Like a ton of money, but also
I remember that. I learned that through Millie. Millie had
Yeah.
a mentor, an older guy who had all these placements in like crazy shit, like Fast and Furious, like big time
Yeah.
movie and TV placements where you get paid good royalties.
100%.
And, you know, guys like that, you only got to make a couple joints.
Yeah, no.
You make a couple joints, you get on the right movie, it's over. If you're on Home Alone, trust me, you're making money.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
it's also something I've learned on that side too is like it's not like, all right, so like if you're looking at like the record business, like if you're trying to be an artist, it's like cutthroat. Like everybody's trying to kill each
100%.
other to get that spot or get that opportunity.
100%.
On this side, this is just my experience, right? That it's a warmer feeling. It's more of like a collaboration with everybody. Everybody just wants to get good work done and move on to the next project. You know what I'm saying? So it's more collaborative, and there isn't that like aggressiveness with it, you know, like it's the same thing over and over again. It's just creating to different types of things, you know?
Yeah. Well, I know that how that game goes. They give you notes. It's like,
Yeah.
we need this style joint that is upbeat and happy and makes people feel this way and that way.
And
you know what I'm saying?
But that'll be it. And then someone
That's
will come
all
in
it
and
says.
crush it.
Yeah,
bro.
no kidding. But
You know?
some people just know how to hit, like, oh, that's the vibe. All right, no
100%.
problem.
Yep.
And those guys are the one who make a lot. They, the guys like your boy, what is his name, Bella?
Yeah, Bella. Yeah.
I mean, dude, he could do that. He's versatile.
Bro,
he just
everybody that
he
I
can
know
nail
that-
shit,
that
and that's
does
why
that
he's
stuff,
good.
They're polished. They're so polished because,
Yeah.
like you said, like let's say we have like, oh, this is what we need: A, B, C, and D. They just have the experience to be okay. We know what to do, and
Yeah.
like it's crazy. I also saw an interview with Steve Stout actually that I just wanted to, because it just hit my head, on the LeBron James show, the barber show that they all sit in the
Yeah.
barber chairs, and he was like, yo, all of these companies that are putting in money for advertising, right? Like the big companies are now moving towards creators, just like me and you, to get what they want, because they know that that's how people are digesting content right now. It's like dudes like Drewski, or like, not so much the influencer people, but anybody that can, that has some type of buzz with content. So he's like, yo, these companies are going to start coming to you more than like having a commercial on TV, because they know people are on their phones more. So that's like a whole nother door that's opening for creators.
Well, unless they're able to get the fucking ad across in 6 seconds, they ain't gonna do shit. Because these motherfuckers got the attention spans of gnats. That's it. They can't even get through 5-second clips.
It's like the TikTokers that get like a sponsored post that they post, right? So like, let's say like a guy does like fucking video game reviews, but like he'll have like a pasta sauce, and they're like, oh, ravioli pasta sauce, you should try this when I play games. Like a lot more of those type of opportunities are gonna come, I feel like.
I think you're probably right to some degree, but I also think that like there's way more limits in that realm trying to cross over to like the advertising for a creative thing. I think even though the podcast shit sucks, because let's just be honest, I'm just going to keep it real. There's a lot of people who advertise on podcasts, but it's like the podcast here in the very beginning gives them like whatever, their 15-second little plug, and then that's it.
And then
for 3 hours.
3 hours.
It's
yeah.
like, I don't know how much that's getting through to people, to be honest with you. I mean, the only ones that I think do work is when you do it every single day on the biggest platforms. So, like, let's just be honest. Like, Athletic Greens, you hear that shit on like every fucking podcast. When you have such brand recognition that you're on every fucking podcast in the beginning, you remember that shit.
Yeah,
that's the only way it's gonna work.
100%.
But who has that kind of advertising money? It's like, you know what I mean? Like, these people, you got to be on everything.
Yeah,
you got to advertise crazy all the time. Your marketing budget's got to be out of hand
every day. Yeah, no, it's a lot. A lot of people think that shit is easy to do. It's not. It's consistent. I mean, you're starting to realize how much it is, from like doing your own thing and continuously every day, 4, 5, 6 posts every day, all different.
We're not even trying to hold ourselves to that. Like, for us, it's just like, we post a clip here, we post a clip there. He finds something here. We have this conversation. To be honest with you, we didn't make this for the fucking clips. It's just become like, well, you have to do them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When we started doing this, we just wanted to have our regular open format, Howard Stern-esque show where we have recurring characters where we talk about different subjects and different current events and get different perspectives and just have normal conversations we always have.
Yeah.
But bring it to the level where like you could look and hear it and enjoy it the same way we are in person. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, as close to it as possible. That's all we're trying to do.
Yeah.
But like, that's not what people are doing anymore. Like, even like guys who I know are on podcasts, like, I guarantee you they're just scrolling the YouTube shorts looking for those 6 seconds more than they are anything else.
Yeah.
That's just what it is right now. It's all about short form content. I don't know if that's going to last. I couldn't tell you. I'm not a fucking, imagine knowing nothing. I'm not a fucking mind reader.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I can tell you right now where it's heading is just like shorter and shorter format to the point where, how much shorter can it get? We're talking fucking 5 seconds, and it's like, that's a lot.
And that's already swiped away.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's crazy. You can't absorb nothing in really 5 seconds. You just got to start screaming in the camera whatever you want. Like,
so you think this TikTok ban is going to go through? What do you think about it?
The TikTok shit is crazy because a lot of people are making money on TikTok. Their bread and butter right now is TikTok because it's like the easiest platform to probably just keep it rolling because they're more open. Like they're just trying to make as much money as possible. They're just trying to keep it rolling.
Yep.
So they're just like fucking running it, and all these people are trying to take advantage of it. And it's like if they take that shit away, motherfuckers is gonna go broke.
Yeah, there's so many people.
All the rest of the algorithms suck. Let's be honest.
I agree.
And I don't even like the TikTok one, but motherfuckers know how to manipulate that one more or whatever.
There's people that are living off of that shit.
Oh, 100%. It's it will fuck up their livelihood if they take it away. 100%.
And if they take that away,
they definitely they clearly want to take it away, or they wouldn't have gotten to this point where they're grilling people and fucking on camera in court, like
aggressively grilling for like.
Yeah, and like they don't even know what they're asking is the best part. If you see some of these clips, it's hilarious.
Yeah,
the guy's like, "Are you gonna have access to our Wi-Fi network?" He's like, "Well, how else would you get on the internet?"
Yeah, I know. It's like some of the questions are just so outdated.
They're boomers, dude. They don't even know what they're talking about.
They have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. And those are the people that are controlling the fucking answers too. You know, like they're the ones that are making the.
The problem is the only people who are probably still voting in any fucking big way are the boomers, and the boomers are voting for all boomers, and the boomers are just all outdated and antiquated. And like I've said it for a long time, I don't think any of the shit that's going on in government should have anything to do with motherfuckers who ain't gonna be around to see what's happening.
Yeah,
it should be like there's term limits, there's age limits. Like why do we have some like 89-year-old governor or some 90-year-old president
know what I need?
At the end of the day, you got to have somebody in a little. I don't know. You got to be between, let's call it, I don't know, 30 and 60.
I'm okay with that.
You know,
yeah.
Whatever the case may be, you got to be in like your mental prime to be able to
years old.
Handle these situations. I don't know. That's for me.
I agree with you. I also don't know shit, but I agree. I think that it doesn't make sense to me, honestly. A lot of things that go on.
I mean, dude, let's just be honest, bro. Like everything right now, the whole system's broken. And all the systems are broken. You go down the list. Find me a system that's like some great, perfectly working thing right now. Nothing is. Education, healthcare, politics, voting systems. They got money and everything. Everything's ran by money and power. And unfortunately, no one's changing it. But that's where we're at. And you know, you see it now with these big banks, and like they're talking about now the banks going out. And if you just look at the news cycle in the past year or two since COVID, how much crazier can it get, bro? We're talking about everything you can imagine happening all at once. Aliens, WW3, fucking
inflation through the roof, banks are closing, fucking.
We're basically in a Great Depression. Nobody wants to talk about it. Gas prices going up and down. The inflation, everything, literally everything at this point down the line costs more. But there's nothing you can do about that when you just keep on printing money. And no matter what, whether it's red, green, blue, fucking purple, I don't care what fucking political party it is, they're all spending fucking money one way or another way.
Yeah, and it's not.
And there's all someone behind it. There's all somebody talking. They're all having their little private conversation, backdoor deals where who gets what piece of what. That's what we're dealing with, bro. That's the world we're living in. Nobody's actually addressing problems. Nobody's trying to get better. No one's doing nothing. It's just a bunch of fucking Bozo McGillicuddy Jr.'s fucking. It's crazy.
It's a bunch of Rickies fucking making choices for people.
Really is.
Yeah.
It's out of control. And I'm fucking tired, if I'm being quite honest about it.
So you know what's something that I'm going to be honest, it kind of like pissed me off a little bit. They changed the I Love New York slogan to We Love New York. So now, like, you know, the infamous I Love New York t-shirt, you go to Times Square.
Oh, yeah. It says, like, I Heart New York.
I Heart New York. Yeah, now it's We Heart New York because they're like, oh,
why we?
We're in this together. What are we in this together? Like, I feel like they're just changing stupid shit just to change stupid shit. Like, what the fuck does, and then I saw some dude was like, yeah, we're in this together. Nobody can pay their rent here. Or,
yeah, exactly.
You know, fucking, like, what
nobody picks up the fucking garbage off the streets.
Yeah. The streets are fucking disgusting. We're in that together, too, you know? Like, what the fuck is going on with all these people?
I mean,
they're changing shit for no reason. It doesn't make sense.
Everything's getting. You got to tiptoe around this. You can't say that. You can't do this. You can't be around that.
It's crazy. Meanwhile, we're both New Yorkers. You too, bro. Would you guys like want to take a late subway by yourself? Like you're gonna be on fucking. You have your shoulders up the whole time. Yeah.
I mean, bro. In general, bro, nobody want to be doing nothing anymore. That's why everybody's staying home, and it's like. The COVID thing made everybody stay home, and everyone's like, "Oh, like I like it here. Like I'm just gonna stay home."
and work from home. Yeah.
Everybody just is like still trapped. They have everybody still trapped in that mind state. That's all they had to do was like stick them in their holes, and now they're just like, oh, I'll just stay here.
Crazy.
Right? It's weird, but it's
Weird.
true.
Yeah, it's weird.
I mean, in some ways it's good though, because it's a double-edged sword, and I talked about this with a lot of people lately. It's like the companies that are going to really end up succeeding and going to the next level from here is the ones that are smart enough to realize like, okay, they can work remote. We can subsidize all that extra money we were spending on rent for all those fucking pointless cubicles where they could all do that work from fucking home.
Yeah.
What's our product? Some of the productivity probably went up because people aren't fucking
I believe it did, yeah.
commuting and being pissed off about commutes and fucking dealing with this, that, the other thing. And they're just like, no, like I can work from home and get my shit done in my time and it gets done.
Be much more comfortable and in your own environment.
You know, I don't know. The companies I feel like that are going to make people go back to work for no reason, those are the ones that's going to suffer in this, especially with all this, the way everything's going and panning out, if you ask me. So, you know, I see more and more of my boys like working remote.
Yeah. No, I understand too. You know, we're Long Island dudes. Who the fuck wants to go all the way to the city? That's a huge chunk of your life over the years, you know? Like
100%.
If you're able to work remote and not have to do that, even if it's an hour there and back plus a little bit you got to walk, like who wants to really do that, bro?
I mean, you're talking 2 hours a day minimum. That's
Minimum,
low
bro.
end.
Minimum.
2 hours a day. And then it's like if you add that up over the week, you're already like, what the fuck? And then if you add that up over the month, you're like, yo, what the fuck? And if you add that up over every year, then it's like, yo, I'm throwing out
Life.
a quarter of my life on this dumb shit.
On this fucking train to the city. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
And who wants to live in the city? So then, like, what's your choices?
I know. It's just everything's crazy right now.
I mean, here's the thing, though. It's not, I feel like, much different anywhere. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if you're in North Carolina, yeah, you live in the outskirts, but you got to drive here. If you're in
Gotta drive
fucking
there,
Boston, you're out in the outskirts, but you got to drive back to the city. No matter what, that's how it be. It's like, but here's the thing is most of those companies can have most of those jobs done remote.
100%.
Everybody could do better and have easier lives, and they would save money, these corporations. Corporations are stupid in general. Let's just be honest. Most corporations have terrible bureaucracies where people just spend countless hours wasting times doing Zoom meetings, doing stupid shit, having pointless conversations, wasting pointless time, and just they're not productive.
100%.
Like, it's just a waste of money. People get paid stupid money to be like a troubleshooter, and they spend 15 minutes a day actually working.
Yeah.
It's wild.
No, I know people that, you know, are remote and then are hybrid, right? That's the thing. Hybrid.
Yeah,
It's
hybrid.
Like, yo, I'm doing the same thing I'd be doing at my crib, just here.
Yeah, they're like, I got to go in 1 day a week, two days a week. I mean, can I be honest with you? That's still better. But at the end of the day, it's like, for what?
For what reason? Yeah, I mean,
It's stupid.
If you're like collaborating with your team in person every time you're
No,
there.
here's the thing is if there's like a
Understandable,
certain thing, we have a meeting on
Yeah,
this day, you
yeah,
got to
yeah.
come in, whatever, that's one thing. But like having some like mandatory for what? Like, what is it going to make a fucking difference in my day, or am I just doing it for no reason?
For no reason.
It's
just
stupid.
You're sitting at your workplace instead of just sitting.
The
at
whole
your
thing's
crib, you
stupid,
know?
bro. As long as you're getting your job done, you can check up very easily on people nowadays. They have these fucking things where you fucking see exactly how much hours they're doing shit. Yeah, everything. What are they can't hide. You know, you getting your work done? Yes, no, that's it. Who gives a fuck?
That's it. Because then if you're not, then okay, then we're gonna fire you. You know, just like
Jimmy.
if you were at the fucking office,
What are you doing,
you know?
Jim? You fucking done over there? Good. Clock out. Play with your kid.
Fucking
Who cares?
Ricky.
You done with your fucking work? Good.
Yeah, fucking
Have a good
Ricky.
weekend, pal.
Yeah, tell
That's
him,
me. That would be my corporation.
Yeah, tell him to take a hike home. Fucking Jimmy. Love that shit, bro. Love that shit.
Anyway, what else? What else we got on the fucking docket here for Doli today?
How about some summer movies? You looking forward towards anything? I know we're both comic heads. All three of us are comic.
You know,
heads
I wore
right
the
now.
Marvel vs. Capcom
That's why I
2
had to
all
bring it
over
up,
print
bro.
for you, bro.
So I had to bring it up.
Yeah, Doli and me, we had that. There's two things that we fucking are friends over. It's wrestling and comic shit.
Yeah.
100%. My whole life, bro.
You know, he's a super comic nerd. I'm like a
moderate comic.
moderate
nerd, right?
comic
Yeah.
nerd.
Proud of it, bro. Let me hear your thoughts. What are you looking forward to?
So obviously the Marvels, big one for me.
Okay.
I think that's gonna be a pivotal thing going on. Maybe even more so than Guardians. Guardians is kind of its own thing.
Yeah.
Guardians, obviously, I'm a huge Guardian fan. One of my favorite Marvel franchises. You know, I have mixed feelings about the Guardians of the Galaxy one though, because it's like this is the last one.
I do too.
You know, you don't know where they're gonna go from here with it, but you kind of have an idea where they're gonna go with it, and it's like not really the best.
Yeah,
if you're a fan
it's
of
an
it.
ending to the,
It's a very
to the squad, to
Yeah.
the trilogy. Yeah,
so I don't know. You know, like I'm very obviously much looking forward to it, but I'm also like dreading it at the same time. I think
Yeah.
Marvel's is gonna be the one that carries the shit forward and like maybe brings a hidden element. I have high hopes for it. Maybe I'm kind of stupid for having those high hopes because at this point Marvel just is slow dripping us the fucking juices slow as possible, where you just get one drip at a fucking time, a little drip, one drip every fucking thing.
Yeah.
They're slow playing and slow burning the shit out of everything. So I feel like this one is the one where it's like unexpected. There's like, pivotal moment or something, or maybe end credit scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now also the shit with Jonathan Majors is wild.
Yeah, that is wild.
So he's the main fucking villain and star of phase fucking
the whole
next two phases,
6 movies. Yeah,
the
even
next
more
two
than
phases,
that. Yeah,
the whole next 2 phases, and
they said the girl retracted it though. She said that like she was going through like a mental health issue and that like
that's surprising.
She
that's very surprising.
She said that she was in the wrong.
Did she?
Yeah, and that that's what's gonna come out after. Yeah,
that's wow. Could never have believed such a thing.
It's fucking Kang, bro.
I can't believe that. I can't believe a woman would lie about a guy beating them.
I know.
A rich up and coming actor. I couldn't imagine him getting accused of such a thing.
That could potentially ruin everything for him, right?
Oh, couldn't imagine it. Couldn't imagine someone being such a low life.
You want to know what that reminds me of? Enzo Amore.
Oh yeah, he got his whole life canceled.
Enzo Amore, one of the biggest. He had the highest selling merchandise in WWE at one point, and that's.
I'm not gonna lie, he was a great on mic personality.
How did that all happen? The girl straight up lied about it. They went to court. They said that she lied about it, and then it was like, well, sorry. We
moved on.
We
already ruined here.
Whole his fucking life ruined. That's fucked.
I mean, how many times has this happened? That's why Johnny Depp was such a big win for humanity. Like Johnny Depp is an absolute humanitarian hero.
Yeah.
For the rest of his life for that Amber Heard trial, because not for nothing, dude. Most situations, most guys not with his money and his lawyers, they get fucked.
Yeah.
Right? But he said, nah, like I'm gonna laugh in your face because I already know my lawyer already knows we got the proof. Yeah. We're on you.
100%.
And he won that one for humanity, bro.
For anybody else that went through that before. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're a guy, you put your hands on a girl, I'll beat the fucking shit out of you.
No, obviously, listen.
Yeah.
What was his name? Not Ray Rice. I mean, what was the guy on the Baltimore Ravens who fucking was in the elevator and like beat the fuck out of his girl? It was on camera.
I'm familiar with the story, but
I think that's one of the bigger ones I remember. Anyway, bottom line is like, obviously, we're not talking about people who are actually fucking
pieces of shit like that.
What kind of scumbag are we? I'm not talking. Don't get me wrong; those exist too.
Yeah,
but
100%.
And don't get me wrong; I wouldn't be surprised if somebody gets drunk and does something stupid. It happens every day,
of course.
But a guy like that who just is starting to pop off
in that
position with such high.
Went to film school
this guy is getting huge roles, big time shit, and like to have that at that timing, I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was like, let me know when there's proof. Let me know, like, I'm not believing this until I see the evidence on this one. I knew something was up with that, so I'm not surprised to hear that.
Yeah,
but I don't, I feel like they were being very convoluted and shady about it's because nobody wants to say one way or the other until all the proof's out there.
Everything's out, yeah.
But she backtracked already.
That's what I heard. Yeah, that's what I saw. That she like retracted her statement and she was going through like a mental health issue that night or some shit like that. He was trying to like calm her down. I don't know.
All I know is, like that guy, I feel like wouldn't be putting himself in a position.
Yeah, he looks like a smart ass dude.
I mean, not for nothing, dude. The guy did an amazing job with Kang.
And he was amazing job. Creed 3. He's got 2 of the biggest movies out at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody hated on fucking Ant-Man, and not everybody, but you know how it is. The critics nowadays are fucking brain dead. I said it. All the critics at me. You're all fucking losers. All the fucking critics in this world are just fucking idiots. Like they don't even have the right to be fucking
making these type
having
of
an opinion on these things. Like you don't know enough about Ant-Man to make a distinction on that. Even if you are a fan, clearly you're not if that's your fucking take. Because like the 100%. Ant-Man reviews were horrible. It was the worst reviews of any Marvel movie.
And the reviews.
And I got to tell you, I went into it with low expectations and I walked out like that wasn't pretty right. That was right.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
And I thought him specifically, Jonathan Majors did a fucking amazing job as Kang. I thought he killed it.
Yeah,
to be honest.
He is the next bad guy. You know, like
And, like,
he proved it.
Those end credits, both of them were fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Those were two of the best end credits in a
Very
long time
hyped
since
for,
Thanos.
Very hyped for Loki. I'm a huge fan of the Loki show.
Same.
Loki is definitely
So good.
100% my favorite Marvel show yet.
And when they announced it, I didn't think I was going to be like, oh, okay, cool, a Loki show. But I think it was the best.
I
one
thought it was
they've done so
amazing.
far out of all of the shows they did.
Yeah, it was. It was the best one.
There's no better than Loki.
No, that was the best one. I really actually low-key really liked Moon Knight as well. I thought that was really
That
good.
was fire.
Haven't seen
And
it.
Moon Knight you got to watch,
Yeah, you
bro.
should watch Moon Knight.
When you laid up, bro.
Bro,
Moon
listen,
Knight.
You know what I want to come back?
What?
Luke Cage.
Bro,
Oh,
Luke Cage was pretty
I
fire,
love
bro.
Luke Cage.
Like they
Yeah,
had
the
Wu-Tang
Netflix show.
soundtrack in there. And
Yeah, that was
everything, bro.
fire.
Like,
I thought all the
low
Netflix
key,
ones were good.
I don't think it got the credit.
Well,
it
Daredevil's
deserved.
coming back. I'm
They
excited
may
about
bring
that.
all the homies back. You know,
That'd
they
be
may bring
crazy.
that whole clique.
Daredevil got like 16 episodes or something crazy.
Back. That's gonna be fire.
That's gonna be fire.
Punisher's back as
Can't
well.
wait for
so,
that.
Yeah,
that's gonna be
really
crazy.
Some I'm really hyped for.
Oh, and Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion also really.
Bro, that's
fucking
coming out this
fire.
summer. That's gonna be fire. I guarantee. Because that whole fucking storyline has like a lot to do with what shit going on right now,
That
and I
could be
can't
a
wait.
whole
That could.
chapter of Marvel.
Big
just that.
time.
Yeah, just the
I
Skrulls.
can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah, no, to switch to the other side of the comic book world. You want to know what I'm really hyped for?
Oh yeah,
I'm hyped for the Flash.
me
And
too.
I'm hyped for the Flash for 3 reasons. Michael Keaton Batman.
Yeah, no kidding.
Michael Keaton Batmobile.
No kidding.
Michael Keaton Batplane.
Let's be honest. You can't.
How could you not be hyped for that?
Wow.
You know, I've been hearing like some celebrities coming out. Like I saw a screener, and
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise said it was the best superhero movie he ever saw.
That's a bold statement.
That's a
from
bold
big.
statement
Like
from him. He don't
Pretty
be
big.
making statements like that frivolously.
That's why I'm hyped for this. This could be a really fucking.
I'm hyped for it too,
Could
and
be really
I'm a
good.
fan of the Flash in general. I think that's probably overall. I'm hyped for Shazam.
Shazam, yeah.
Shazam was a fire movie, low key. Shazam was fire,
They didn't do enough promotion for it. A lot of people.
but Shazam 2,
Shazam 2. That's what I mean.
this
yeah.
shit gonna be good too. I think it's coming. It's either out or about to
It's
be
already
out.
out. It's
It's
not
about to
doing
be
too
out,
well.
right?
No, I think it's already out. Shazam 2.
You sure?
It came out. Yeah, it came
Like
out
this
the same
week?
day as John Wick 4.
So this week,
Yeah.
I need
Last
to see
weekend,
it.
last weekend.
I'm gonna go see it.
You should go see it.
I'm
yeah.
gonna see it.
I heard it was
The first one was
from
good.
Fans, but people, it was just like, yo, nobody talked about it. Nobody
No one talked about the first
no.
one really either,
Yeah,
Yep.
and it was a
That is true,
great
too.
movie.
Yep.
yeah.
It was the best DC movie up to now. But Flash is my favorite DC character, probably.
Yeah, shout outs to Flash.
Flash fire.
Even though that dude did all that crazy wild shit, I mean, he may
Well,
need some help, but
Bro,
like, he's
not
a
for
really
nothing,
good
bro.
Flash,
I don't
you
even know the whole story with that.
Me either.
But I know he
He was wilding out for a
Correct.
period of time,
correct.
going nuts.
They
in,
were
like,
talking
Hawaii
about not putting out this movie.
because of how bad he was wilding out,
But how do you go from not putting out this movie to fucking
putting everything on this movie, you know?
throwing the whole fucking DC universe on its shoulders when 2 minutes ago you were ready to be like, okay, we can't put this out with this name on the movie, and now it's like, it's swept under the rug, nobody cares.
Yeah, no, I know. I don't
Well, guess
really know
what? You don't
the
think
fuck
they're gonna be
happened.
able to do that with fucking Jonathan Majors at that point? If he
Yeah.
getting away with it?
Yeah, 100%. And he was getting like arrested, that dude. I don't even know the Flash's name, but like Ezra Miller.
Ezra.
He was going crazy in Hawaii. He was like yelling at people and going nuts, and like they were just like, "Oh, cool, like you're still the Flash."
I honestly never looked into it enough, but I remember my boys were talking about it one day, and I was like overhearing the conversation in the Discord, and they were basically like, he was fucking wilding out. Like the dude was like definitely about to get canceled. Like there's no way you can make this fucking movie with this guy. They were saying.
Yeah.
I think it was something with he beat her, smacked the girl or something
He
too.
did some wild shit, bro. And,
I don't even know. Can you look it up, bro? Actually, while we're sitting here,
and I know it was
because
in
now I'm
Hawaii.
just curious. Like Ezra Miller, what did he do?
And
Like
it was more than one thing. He was on like a spiral of like crazy shit, and they're all like, "Dude, you're the Flash. Like, what are you doing?" Type shit.
yeah,
you know?
and he had this movie coming out, and behind the scenes, he knew they had Michael Keaton. He knew this shit was going to be some big fucking thing.
big fucking shit. And
So
he
like
was
that's what
wilding
the
out.
thing is, though. It's kind of crazy that these guys in such serious situations like have these mental breaks or whatever that let their guard down for the point where it's like that. Oh, what is this? A video of him?
Yeah. So it looks like
Ezra Miller gets arrested by Hawaii cops for assault. See, it was in Hawaii. Yeah, he was wilding
I think
out.
he hit a
Yeah.
girl or something,
threw
dude.
a chair that hit a woman 20.
Yeah, see, you know what I mean? Like that's unacceptable, bro.
Yeah,
but
like, what are you doing
You're
out at a
too
bar?
drunk. Like you
Yeah.
can't be doing that, bro.
You can't be doing that.
You're about to be the Flash.
You know how many kids look up to him too as like
Yo, the Flash is one of the dopest storylines in DC too, 100%.
Especially
With all his time travel
Yeah,
type
yep,
of shit,
yep.
that's fire.
So I don't know. I'm hyped for the movie though.
Yeah, me too.
All right, so here
I got to see Shazam in that, 100%.
we're gonna do a debate. There's 3 of us right here. Favorite Batman, top 3 out of all of them. Cartoon ones, if you want. I need a top 3 from both of you,
damn,
bros.
brother. I can't even.
I mean, for me, because when I was a kid, Michael Keaton was the best one. It was for me, number 1, Michael Keaton. For me, number 2, Christian Bale. And number 3, I gotta be honest, at first I was not a fan, but it grew on me so much. I'm gonna make a bold statement that last one, what's his name?
Pattinson.
I think he did a really good job on that last one. And a hot take, a lot of people hate on the Ben Affleck Batman. I think he did a fucking pretty damn good job. I'm okay with it.
I didn't even see it.
I think Ben Affleck was okay Batman.
He was in
I didn't see it.
Batman vs Superman.
I don't hate on it.
Yo, you gotta watch those.
I don't hate on it like motherfuckers hate on it. I think he
pretty
was a
far
good
behind.
Batman. But I think this new guy, Patterson or whatever, after watching it a couple times, I was like, nah, this guy's doing a really good job.
Bro, when I went in there with no expectations, I knew that one was gonna be like dark, like a mystery. But bro, I was blown away. He
did a really
such
good job.
as Batman.
He did.
So all that hate that he got for no reason, it's like, oh word, like I'm really hyped for the next one.
Yeah, I agree.
I hope that they do like a Mr. Freeze storyline or some
That'd be
shit like
fire.
that. You know, Mr.
Wow.
Freeze is my favorite
Yeah.
Batman villain.
I
That'd be
mean,
cool.
We're talking villain,
Arnold
yeah.
Schwarzenegger killed that shit
Yeah,
in the
that was-
90s. That
that
was
was a good
fire.
If any person tells me they're gonna give me Batman versus Robin, a Batman Robin movie hate, I'm gonna tell them to go fuck themselves all day.
No, fuck that.
They're like, oh, it's the worst thing. George Clooney had the nipples. I'm like, yo, who gives a fuck? Like,
It's
we were
dumb.
kids.
The shit was
Like,
good. As a kid, it was good.
it was amazing to see that
We
shit.
weren't
You know,
even looking at.
that's what I'm
dude's
saying. We were
nipples.
watching fucking
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze,
Yeah.
fucking freezing people in the museum.
It was good.
That was
That
like
was
a crazy ass fucking movie.
Well, so wait, who's your Batman with top 3?
So my top 3 is 1. It's got to be Michael Keaton, just
Yeah.
because Batman Returns is my favorite movie.
Yeah.
Christian Bale, number 2.
Yeah.
And then for me, it's got to be the cartoon Batman, Kevin Conroy.
A lot of
Rest
people,
in peace, Kevin Conroy.
a lot of people, I never was into that show, I gotta be honest, but I know all my boys who was into that show probably feel the same way.
Like to this day now, they have the whole show on like the greatest HD quality on HBO Max. I'll still throw Batman animated series on and just keep that shit on in the background. I'm working. from
Never
home.
got into it personally.
Oh, it's so good, bro. You got to really check it out.
What about you, Angela? I gotta hear yours.
Oh god, bro. I haven't even seen them all.
So you ain't the Batman guy. We're not even
I'm
asking.
the worst.
How about just the one?
Christian Bale's fire. I mean,
Okay.
the OG.
Dark Knight, I think, was
Batman
dope.
great.
Dark
I
Knight,
mean, for me,
amazing.
Dark Knight's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the Dark Knight. I mean, I'm gonna give just 2. The OG Batman. You know, Batman number 1.
That's
Batman
fair. Yeah.
Returns, and
That's
then
fair.
Christian
Also,
Bale.
not for nothing, low key, I remember being like 3-4 years old and watching the Batman old school TV show from the 60s or whatever it was.
Oh yeah,
That dude, what was his name? West?
Adam West.
Yeah, dude,
Yep.
he was a fucking good Batman too.
was
And it was
really
like
good Batman,
funny.
yeah.
It was like a funny with like the pow, bang, boom.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
That shit
no.
was fire when I was a
100%.
kid. When I was a kid, I loved that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
me
watched
too.
that
That was.
too.
I remember watching that. I was a little kid too. Honestly, honorable mention: Val Kilmer, Batman Forever.
True,
Wow.
Batman Forever.
Yeah.
That's the one with
It's like a cult classic.
Poison Ivy and Jim Carrey as Riddler.
No, Jim Carrey as Riddler and Harvey Two-Face.
Two-Face,
from Men in Black, Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones, yeah.
It's like that's a cult classic.
No,
I
that's a
feel
good
like.
one too, because yo, not for nothing, I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Jim Carrey killed Riddler in that shit.
Oh yeah, best
Killed
Riddler
it.
ever.
I mean, Jim Carrey's a fucking legend.
How can you not say that he's a legend? Like,
Jim Carrey is just not even one of the best comedians, just one of the best actors.
Just
He's
performance
unreal.
wise, the guy's a beast, bro.
I mean, even a living color, dude, he was a fucking legend on that shit.
Growing up, the '90s kids, bro, fucking Ace
Living
Ventura.
color, dude, people don't even know how that show is so good,
Yeah,
bro.
it's good.
Yeah, with the Wayans brothers are on
Oh,
there
it
too.
was amazing.
Yeah, and that was just like start to
That's
finish.
how I really got to know him. I
Yeah.
feel like, yeah.
Yep.
I
And
remember.
then next thing you know, he was doing Liar, Liar, and like
All of
Ace
these
Ventura,
comedy
trains, yeah.
like classics. It
Yep.
was like, what the fuck?
Bruce
No,
Almighty,
Riddler,
all that.
100%. Fucking Ace Ventura. Honestly, I remember watching Me, Myself, and Irene when he
Oh, he
had
killed that shit.
multiple
Wow.
personalities.
Killed that shit.
What a fucking
Dumb
great
and
movie
Dumber.
that was.
I mean,
Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber. That's one of the best movies. But yo, I gotta be honest, Truman Show.
Truman
Yeah.
Show, yeah.
He murders that. Like
Yo.
Truman Show is low key one of the
Cheers
best
to
shows
fucking
ever.
Jim Carrey, bro.
Jim Carrey,
a
dude.
fucking
Fuck
hero of our generation.
Jim
right?
Carrey,
You know?
bro. I did like 3 book reports on Jim Carrey in my life, bro.
Shout
He was
out
like
to
a
Jim
hero to me.
Carrey. Also, he did.
I remember 5th grade. I did a whole book report on him. On Jim, he had to pick a guy to do a book report on. Motherfuckers was
And you
picking
picked Jim
like
Carrey?
Cleopatra.
Wow.
I was like, no,
Jim
Jim Carrey.
Fire.
For real, he's a
Yeah.
legend though. And he also did good in the
I
Sonic
remember
movie.
then like the next
Right.
year we also had to do something like that. I
Yeah.
did Shaq.
Shaq. Oh yeah.
Shaq had a dope story, bro. If you know Shaq, did you guys see the Shaq like docu series on HBO?
No.
highly,
Nope.
highly recommend it. It was amazing.
It's like a Last Dance type thing.
It's the whole story of Shaq, bro, front to back.
Wow.
So good.
Yeah, I gotta check that out. It's
Loved
on
it.
HBO, you said?
It's amazing. I'll put it on. I'm saying it. It was great.
Wow, yeah. Shout
If
out
you're a
to
Shaq
too.
fan, you got to watch that.
Another hero of our childhood, right?
100%. Shaq was the man, bro.
Besides Jordan, I mean, of course, Kobe too.
I
but it
was
Shaq,
a bigger
bro.
Shaq fan than Jordan fan personally.
It was Shaq. He was up there.
I was a Shaq guy, yeah.
I remember going specifically to get the Shaq shoes from.
Me
They
too.
had them at like Marshalls, you know, like
Yep.
they were like not the Reebok joints, like the one.
I
with
had the
Shaq
Reeboks.
on the
Yeah.
side.
No, I had the Reeboks.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I had the Reeboks too.
It was like the silhouette of him on the
the
side.
silhouette
Yep.
of him
Yep.
on the side. Yeah, they had them.
I'll
at, like,
never forget
Marshalls
when
and
Will
shit.
Smith wore the Shaq Gnosis
In Men in Black.
in Men in Black, and I'm like, yo,
That's the best Shaq sneaker, the OG
that's my
black and white
favorite.
ones. Yeah,
I still got them dead stock, never worn.
yeah, those are.
I can't
fire,
get myself to even put them on.
Wow.
I need to just display them at this point.
Yeah, those are the best ones to have. Maybe
Yeah.
get them sign it.
I wish.
him
That'd
out
be
one day.
amazing.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, fucking. But I did love those fucking kicks, the original Shaq.
Shaq Gnosis, and the other one for me was Sean Kemp, was one of my favorite
The
players.
Kemps, yeah, I know. Sean Kemp is your guy.
I used to always the kamikazes, dude. That's one of my favorite. When I think a '90s classic fucking basketball shoe. I think of that. Like the kamikaze was it.
Yeah, I remember that. The green and yellow one.
The original one was fire. It's like the black and white with a little bit of forest green, and
Yeah.
I love those. Those are the OGs. I have them, but my favorite was just a straight black and white.
Oh, I
with the
remember
zigzag.
those too. Yeah, yeah, those are fire.
Those are my favorite ones. I got both, but yeah, I gotta tell you, like, he was just in the news recently, and I was like mad depressed at first because it was like he got arrested for shooting at someone or something.
in like a parking lot. I saw
Wow.
that.
But
Yeah.
then, like a day or two later, it came out that the dude shot at him first, and he was just protecting himself.
Yeah, they're
And
trying
I'm
to
like,
rob him.
thank God. But that's how the media be spinning it, and it like pissed me off. Like after I found out the truth,
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, you making me like worry about this guy? Like he's all sorts of shit. And really, he
Not
was
him
just
too,
protecting
right?
himself.
Yeah.
Get the fucking story straight, asshole.
Yeah, no, for real. Before you even know the whole everything's already fucking out there.
They're just giving out
But
fucking
everything,
fake
yeah.
news. You know, if there was one thing Trump was right about, it was fake news.
That is true, and there's so many people that do it too. You know,
Oh,
anybody
100%.
can be
And
a
nobody
fucking
can stop 'em.
journalist now with their phone. You know,
Everyone is a journalist.
everybody posts shit for clicks, and it's like, yo, what's you? Then you click the shit, and it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's not even anything that you had the headline being.
Yeah, dude. That's what happened to us on our fucking video. They got 700,000 on fucking Japan, the islands in Japan. People are just like, what the fuck are you talking about? We're like, we don't know. I don't know. We just read this shit. We were just talking about it. Who cares?
Yeah,
Like,
fucking
get over it.
whatever.
It's
Yeah.
got 700,000 views.
Just like
now,
all
so-
these out of context clips on the internet. You know, you got to
Yeah.
watch the full episode to get the context of the
Yeah,
clip.
yeah. You know, God forbid you actually heard what we were talking about.
That's it. Take it for what you will. It's out of context.
Yo, so WrestleMania's this weekend. We were talking
I
about
know.
being wrestling fans.
What's like the
before.
biggest match on the card, you think?
I mean,
Cody Rhodes?
and Roman Reigns. Yeah.
So you think he's going to take the belt? Him flashing the Cody belt around? Because you saw the Cody belt?
Yeah, I
It's
don't-
like a winged. It's
a
like the
winged
winged
Cody.
belt.
Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna get the Cody belt. I think that
Do you think that's foreshadowing?
I think that they're gonna do.
They're going to give him the belt?
They're gonna give him the belt, 100%, and they're gonna
They're
make,
going to unify it?
they're gonna make the regular WWE title the wing title, like the one that like Bret Hart
Really?
made famous. You know, like the
Really?
wing joint.
That's the best. That's the best belt.
The best belt, 100%. And I think the Universal title is out of here. That's the blue one, and they're gonna go back to
I
the
heard-
big gold WCW
I
joint.
heard Triple H this week approved a new
A new belt,
championship
yeah.
belt. But what if he approved the Cody belt and Cody was trolling, flashing it?
The
Cody's
Cody
a troll.
He
Cody
is.
is a troll.
He's smart though. He posts shit with intention.
That's
you
why
know?
I think it's foreshadowing that
The
he's
Cody
going to have
belt
the
is
Cody.
fire, though.
I
with the
think-
skull on it. Right?
I think eventually it's going to be a different belt that he approved, but because this is such a big thing to not just Cody, but like the WWE, that this is like a significant thing. It's basically like, let's just be honest.
Yeah.
And this is no disrespect to Cody Rhodes because I love Cody Rhodes, but this is like a nod to his father, this whole thing.
I agree.
And
I also think that he is he can take that spot though.
he feels like he earned it. I like him better than Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has been played the fuck out for a long time. But I can't sit here and tell you, even as a bigger Cody Rhodes fan as I am, that he's the WWE guy. Like, to me, I don't know. For me, WWE, the guy has to be like the guy. He's got to be really the fucking guy. If Cody during the peak of his indie run, came to WWE straight out of that,
Yeah,
he would have been the guy.
I agree.
They missed the boat on that. Now you're trying to make him the guy. I don't like that.
So here's my response to that. Who goes up against him? Who goes up against Roman Reigns?
I'll
That
tell you
isn't
right now.
Cody Rhodes.
You know who they should have done 3, 4, 5 years ago at this point? They should have put him up against Roman Reigns and had him win. Braun Strowman.
Yeah, I know.
Braun Strowman in his prime was a fucking monster. He was fucking killing it. When I got back into wrestling, the biggest draw for me was like, that's a real guy. He's a real big time. You could make him the heavyweight champion. That's a sellable, real gimmick. That's real.
Yeah,
He should be manhandling people. You see the size of him. He's mangling everybody.
yeah,
Bottom line is he's in the best shape of his life right now.
yeah. And they
He's
got
in
him,
better
like,
shape than ever.
doing
He's on
bullshit.
every peptide known to man. The guy's out of his mind, jacked out of his mind. He's on every
He's
peptide
a
there
big
is.
ass dude.
The dude is on the most jice, and I love it.
Yeah.
Good. You're a wrestler. That's good.
Yeah,
And guess what? You know who else loves that shit? Vince McMahon. He loves it. I guarantee it. But here's my point: is why won't they push this dude? You had 15 opportunities over the past 5, 6 years to put this dude in the fucking top spot, and you didn't do it. You had the chance when he was flipping fucking ambulances over
Yeah,
and shit.
like,
He was
flipping
ready
the
to
trucks and shit.
hand him the fucking strap.
Yeah, I agree. For me, if it's not Cody Rhodes, there's only one person it
Who?
can be for me: Seth Rollins. It's got to be. Seth
Hell
Rollins.
no. See, I've always thought he's an intercontinental guy. The fact they ever gave him a belt is a slap in the face of anybody. He's an intercontinental guy.
Yeah, you
He's a
think?
mid card guy.
I think he.
He's a top level. He should be fighting Ricochet every night.
If you're talking about someone who's earned it, I think it's been him. He's been
Nah,
putting over.
I'd put the
dudes-
Miz over him.
The Miz.
Miz.
Oh my God! Come on, really?
Yeah,
Over
but he has
Seth
to go back to
Rollins?
full heel.
Who,
Full
Miz,
blown,
full heel?
full blown, pissed off Miz heel.
I do like Miz a lot.
And I think he earned it more. Fuck that.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I
no,
disagree
Seth
with you.
Rollins didn't earn shit. He got too much already. He needs to go to the mid card and fight Ricochet every night.
Okay, I respect it.
Yeah, and he's also at this point he's past his prime.
But I do believe that Cody Rhodes is going to win at WrestleMania, and
You do think he's gonna win?
100%, and he's going to go on. And,
I'll be honest, I'm rooting for him just because, like, you know, he has earned it. He went through the fucking mud, and he, like, really feels like, I feel like he only signed this deal because they were like, all right, we'll give you your 5 minutes of fame with the belt. And I feel like that's why he's flashing the belt, is like he's letting people know
he's going to get the Cody Rhodes belt.
I'm doing this shit.
Okay, I respect that. I respect that.
I think a lot of people expect it too at this point. Because
I mean-
the people were thinking maybe even fucking what's his name took the belt from him. Sami
Zayn.
People thought Sammy was gonna
Sami
take it.
Zayn could also have took it. And
No, he can, bro.
in that story,
It was a great story.
I think he
It was a
could've.
great story. It was good. It was for them, and especially recently, it was a good storyline. But Sami Zayn ain't the guy.
if Cody Rhodes never came back,
I'd rather KO get it than him.
okay, that's also good too. Yeah, see, there's so many dudes that are earned the
KO
opportunity.
earned it, I think.
Another match I'm excited for is Edge, OG Edge, versus Finn Balor in a Hell in the Cell.
I feel like
That could be the one that steals the show because it's
I
the
don't
one
know.
that nobody thinks is going to.
maybe.
That's how I feel. I think
It's been a
that
long build up to it.
It's been a long build up, and it's a fucking Hell in the Cell match. Like, what's better than that? You know, it's like the best match you can have in a wrestling arena.
Yeah, I just feel like Edge is really over the hill now.
Maybe he'll pull one out. You know, they're giving him a fucking hell. And I also saw that Gangrel may come out with him
I heard he is.
and with the Brood. And then I also read that AEW is giving Christian
Oh, why, really?
whatever his name
The
is over
Forbidden
there,
Door?
Christian Cage, a one night thing to go and just come out.
They're
with
forbidden
Edge.
dooring it?
They could forbidden door it. That could have been a deal
On
right
the
from
night
Triple
Cody
H.
wins? Wow.
Yeah, that Christian Cage comes out as the Brood.
Yeah, I mean, what else? What other matches are there?
Yo, shout outs to Cody Rhodes though. Remember when we met him at the Sportsplex in
He was
St.
cool
James?
as fuck when we met him, actually.
And that was when
He was mad chill. He was laughing. We were joking with him. He was cool.
and I bought his last Cody Rhodes American Nightmare shirt off of his fucking.
Yeah, we all bought one from him because he was cool.
He was mad cool, and
That same day, we bought shirts from MJF, and he had nobody even knew who he was
nobody
yet.
knew who the fuck he was, and nobody knew.
I got pictures with him where I was talking shit to him. I was trolling him, and he was trolling me back.
Yeah, he was.
We were
trolling
trolling
back.
each other.
And you're like,
And then
yo,
I was like,
what's
all
up?
right. I was like, you know what? I'll buy a shirt from you because you're funny. And I'm like, you know what? Take a picture of me. And I held up his shirt.
Shouts to MGF, fucking Long Island representing.
I'm still full.
Yeah, MJF, bro, dead ass. I'll tell you right now, in my opinion, he's the best heel in a long fucking time.
Yeah,
I saw him spit on a kid once in the Indies, and we were in a VFW,
Yeah.
and the kid was like giving him the finger. It was a young kid, and he spit on the kid.
Yeah, he's
And
consistent.
at first, I was like, "Yo, that is the." If I was that kid's father, I would beat the dog shit out of you. But then I just was like, "Wait a minute, bro! Like he's wrestling. He's really trying to be a heel. The kid's giving him the finger. He actually, I'm like, I started laughing. Like this was bigging around my head, like bing, 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 and I'm like, I gotta hand it to him. That's amazing. Like you gotta have balls, to do that. And it's like, as fucked up as that was, it was hilarious. I'm like, this is the lengths he's going to be a real heel. And yo, he had heat. He was getting heat for like a small little gym situation. He was getting heat, and I'm like, yo, this kid's got it.
Yeah,
I knew he had something. Like I knew it. And then like he got signed to AEW, and he took off.
100%. Yo, let's
shout out him, and yo, shout out also VSK, bro, because we watch him and be like, yo, that kid's talented. He really in ring, that dude's talented. And then he was been doing shit with AEW. He's still doing some shit.
Yeah, both Long Island dudes fucking came up.
Honestly, also Smart Mark Sterling, guy used to talk to me about beer and shit. Like Smart Mark Sterling, really nice, cool guy. He's fucking amazing manager now. Amazing.
Crazy.
He always had the good gimmick though, and I always appreciated about that. I used to support him too, buy his shirt and shit.
Yeah.
Because like he had a good gimmick, bro. He'd be like, smart Mark Sterling. Bro, he was like a college graduate. Like he was smart. He
had the clipboard.
And he was great with the managing, even when he was more wrestling than doing management. When he did his little management gigs, it was always noticeable, like, wow, this guy, he's like a new school Bobby the Brain Heenan. He's great.
Yo, so here's my question for you. What's your wrestling Mount Rushmore? Your top 4 all time?
Fucking hard.
It's a hard question, but it's got to be answered.
I don't know if I could do 4. I mean, it's tough.
The Mount Rushmore?
I don't think I do 4.
I can give you mine right now.
I could do maybe top 10 in no specific order. I don't think I could do 4, but I'll let you go.
I'll give you my 4.
Yeah.
Top 4 for me.
Okay.
Undertaker.
Okay.
Stone Cold.
Okay.
The Rock.
Yeah.
And then for me, this is just for me, it's got to be Ric Flair.
Ric Flair is possibly 1 for me.
It's got, every person has to have Ric Flair, I think, on their top.
I mean, Ric Flair is up there for me, 100%.
100%.
Stone Cold's up there for me.
Number 2.
Rock is up there for me.
There you go.
Mankind is up there for me.
Okay.
Ultimate Warrior is up there for me. Bret Hart is up there for me.
Yeah.
After that, it gets a little. Now it starts to get.
You can.
Who do I pick?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Undertaker. He was always good, but he was not like.
Really, Undertaker?
Not for me.
For you?
Not
Wow.
for me. I mean, it was a great character growing up. It was cool. He never really scared me or nothing. It was just like, it's like, that's a cool gimmick.
Okay.
You know?
I respect it, yeah.
You know, and he really lost me with the American Badass shit for me personally.
I love the American Badass Undertaker.
I grew up on Undertaker, don't get me wrong, but for me, he was just kind of like, he was a great gimmick. He was always stayed in character, always respect his in-ring work. Definitely, let's be honest, he's top 10 probably. He's probably top 10
for me. He's on my top 4, so.
He's top 10 for me, but for me, I don't think like when Ultimate Warrior in his prime, when like he fought fucking Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like that's a
Raised
moment.
the roof up and shit. Yeah.
That was a moment for me. That's like ingrained in my mind forever. When Bret Hart first won the Eagle belt, the winged belt.
Yeah.
It was like, that's a moment.
A moment for me has to be, and I feel like a lot of people would agree with this, but a moment for me is WrestleMania 17, Limp Bizkit promo, Rock versus Hulk Hogan. Oh, no, excuse me, Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Best, I think that's the best WrestleMania ever. WrestleMania 17.
The Rock Stone Cold feud, because they were both they're 2 of the best of all time.
And the Limp Bizkit track behind it, it made it so epic.
That whole feud was amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Underrated for me when we're talking about Stone Cold Steve Austin, King of the Ring, when he won King of the Ring.
And became Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Nobody even fucking knew who this guy was, and he came out with this attitude and was fucking people up and won the King of the Ring with an attitude, and we were all like, yo, who the fuck is this guy? Next thing you know, he ran with that shit.
Yeah.
Ran with it. Like,
he was the biggest star, I think, for all of us, bro, when we were in that age group.
I mean, Stone Cold was, he knew how to reach a larger audience than maybe anybody.
Bro, Stone Cold was throwing middle fingers up and drinking beers, and then was getting awards at the Kids' Choice Awards for Nickelodeon. For,
sure.
Like, biggest star on TV or whatever.
The Rock, though, on the mic was crazy.
Oh, one of the best on the mic ever, bro.
But, you know, so was fucking Macho Man Randy Savage. So was Ric Flair. So was Hulk Hogan even.
There's a lot of... It's a hard...
Booker T.
Booker T. I love Booker T. Love Booker T. Not
Booker T, Stone Cold feud where they ended up fighting in the fucking grocery store. That shit was amazing.
When he poured the milk on him.
It was unbelievable.
Oh my God, yeah.
Some of the best shit you ever saw in your life.
That's the wrestling I grew up on.
Honestly, the best thing about, and they did it right with Stone Cold, was it was all this like outside of the ring shit.
Yep.
He pulls up in a pickup truck and beats the brakes off you in the
With
middle
like
of the
a
road.
tire iron, yeah.
It's amazing. Like they were doing it right. The storylines back then and the characters and the way they built it and the way these guys had amazing gimmicks. They can't do it like that no more, bro.
Yeah, time is all over, man.
That was the
so
best.
going
and the
back
Monday
to
Night Wars.
the Monday Night Wars.
That was a whole nother thing because you didn't know which fucking station to keep the
you're
fucking
going back and forth.
back and forth. Like, I don't want to miss nothing. Like, this is crazy. You got D-Generation on X on one screen. You got NWO on the other screen. How do you even choose?
And
It's
that
fucking
was
the
every
best.
week. It was every Monday for a hot minute.
I mean, dude, NWO for me is a hot, special place in my heart.
Yeah,
Wolfpack, NWO, all that
Yep.
shit was
same.
unreal. Like
Same.
WCW, I always like kind of kept tabs on, but like during that period, it was like you almost were like, I like this shit better.
The red face Sting was one of my favorite things.
That's, in my opinion, the best thing.
the Wolfpack.
That's
Sting.
the best thing.
Yeah, with the red
The
paint,
bat.
the all red pants. He used to come out, and it was just
And
Yeah.
he was just, the Wolfpack was so cool.
yo. Shout outs to Sting at 60-something years old, still in AEW,
Yo, still wrestling.
taking bumps, jumping off.
He was
Scaffolding.
wrestling more than any of the biggest stars out there because WCW was like a rigorous schedule where they had to fight basically fucking every night, traveling all over the place.
Yeah,
Sting was the main attraction for them for how many fucking years since the 80s?
yeah,
The guy is still wrestling. Not one person his age is still wrestling. Not one.
and he's wrestling good still.
No,
too.
he's in amazing shape,
Crazy.
taking bumps,
Shout outs to Sting.
doing amazing shit with Darby Allin. Who
Yeah.
shout out Darby Allin. I saw that dude at a bunch of indie shows coming up, Evolve and all that
And he
shit.
was still crazy there.
That
too,
dude
going
was
nuts.
doing the crazy coffin drops off wild shit. That dude's wild.
Yeah, no, I fuck with Darby Allin.
100% great new guy. Yeah.
So what about you? What's your you got a top?
Were you
4?
into wrestling at all as a kid?
Yeah, I watched a little bit here and there. Stone Cold, The Rock. I do like Kane. He's pretty good.
Oh, Kane.
You know what? Hot
You
take.
know,
At one point, I definitely thought Kane was better than the Undertaker.
Dudley
Me
Boys.
too, yeah.
You know,
Dudley Boys, another.
Yeah.
Dudley
they
Boys
were
is
fire.
my favorite tag team of all time. There's not even a close second. Not even
Yeah.
one close second.
The
Yeah.
Dudley Boys were they were just their whole gimmick was just so fire. I loved everything
ECW,
about it.
ECW for me was the absolute pin. We're talking about all this WWF, WCW shit, obviously, because those are the two main ones. The actual pinnacle of wrestling, the best period and the best promotion and the best shows that I've ever seen in my life were ECW. ECW in its prime was like nothing. You can never replicate it again. The crowd, the energy, the gimmicks, the shows they were putting on were fucking legend.
Yeah. So there's actually
People talk about it to this day. I stayed up until 2 in the fucking morning every Friday night so I could just see these fucking wild maniacs powerbomb somebody through 16 tables off the mezzanine.
yeah. They were in
Bro, New Jack diving off of the fucking second story,
for real. That's really how.
bringing a garbage pail full of weapons and just throwing it in the ring. That's how you get started.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out fucking him. I'll never forget. The best thing about him was they would just run his music during the whole match.
Yeah.
They put his entrance music on, but they would never turn it off. They just let it run, and it was like
Oh my God,
amazing West Coast
Wow.
beat just ripping, and you just have everything in the kitchen but this kitchen sink in the fucking garbage can. Dude, ECW was the most legendary, fucking timeless, amazing entertainment I've ever seen in my life. I mean, Stone Cold, there is no Stone Cold without ECW.
Yeah.
He got his whole balls, his whole energy and vibe of what he was going to do with that gimmick that he did with Stone Cold Steve Austin. That was all started from late night fucking Paul Heyman making him go in front of a camera and work
Yeah.
and work at it.
If you're not familiar with that, whoever's listening, you
Go
should
look
up
into it.
that-
It's amazing.
That promo.
It's
on YouTube.
amazing to
Yeah.
see when you look at it from that perspective of the timeline from when he was in between WCW and WWF. He had a very short stint in ECW where
Yeah.
like he changed from like Hollywood fucking Steve Austin to like
Stunning Steve Austin.
stunning Steve
Yeah,
Austin to like
like
fucking badass
that,
motherfucker.
Yeah.
This was all created through ECW, and like the Dudley Boys in ECW. We're talking about heat. nobody in the history of wrestling has ever had more heat than the Dudley Boys. The Dudley Boys would be like, I'm fucking your mother, and to
Yeah.
kids in the crowd.
Yeah.
They didn't give a fuck.
Bubba Ray Dudley. Yeah.
They tell the stories. People would be waiting outside of them all the time.
Yeah.
They would have to have security to escort them out because they'd have a line of people trying to fight them after the show.
Yeah, no, that is so true too. And now it's
They
like,
don't have, nobody had heat like the Dudley Boys, bro. Bubba Ray Dudley, dude, one of the best of all time, ever.
So one of my favorite wrestling shirts of all time is the Dudley Boys ECW tie-dye shirts that they came out to.
Oh, that's one of my favorite shirts of all time.
And me doing my research and knowing the people like
That
in
was when it
community-
was like Big Dick Dudley, Spike
Yeah.
Dudley. Oh, they had like 5 Dudleys.
Yeah, and they all had the
The tie dyes. It was the
So
Dudley family. It was
Yeah,
amazing.
the Dudley family. Yeah,
It was
they
amazing.
were like the crazy hillbillies.
That was
Yeah.
some of the best shit they did. It was so fucking funny.
Those shirts are so much money. If you can find one, they go for like $2,000 because they were only made for the members of the Dudley family.
That's wild.
So like I know some homies of mine that have them, and like one won it from a raffle, like a $2,500 raffle, but it's a ring worn Bubba Ray Dudley joint, and it's like they didn't sell these. You can only get them if you were like part of the Dudley.
That's
family.
crazy.
Yeah, but no, I love that whole era right there.
Oh man, Sabu,
Sabu,
RVD.
yeah.
They had amazing matches. Sandman was the man. He would come out and crack a beer and fucking chug the whole
Hit
thing
you
and
with a
crack
kendo
you with
stick.
it. Yeah, crack it into his head and then smack you with a kendo stick. Honestly, though, shout out low key Tommy Dreamer.
Tommy
dude.
Dreamer,
That guy
Legend.
was the glue that held that shit together,
100%.
and he was just, dude's the best, dude. Class act.
Consistent. Yeah, he was consistent.
And shout out him. A few years ago before COVID, he had his own promotion going on, House of Hardcore.
Yeah, we went there, pulled up. For that.
I supported it as much as I could. I went to it a few times because, bro, that dude's a real wrestling dude, and he was trying to keep that shit real and help out wrestlers and do the right thing by everybody for a long time, bro.
100%.
He took a lot of guys under his wing. He just great guy.
Shout out to Tommy Dreamer.
Facts.
We met him too.
Oh yeah.
He was so.
Remember,
chill.
I was hammered.
Yeah,
The second time I met him, I was hammered.
Yeah, you were yelling at
Everyone.
Red Tiger.
Oh, what was his name?
Red
Titus.
Red Titus. Yo, B-Tone was drunk at the wrestling event, yelling at the wrestlers, not violently, just to like say what up, and that's what you were screaming. That Red Titus.
I was fucking with everybody.
Yeah, you were fucking with everybody.
Tommy Dreamer, I was fucking with.
Full troll mode.
He was laughing.
Full troll mode.
I was like, I gotta get a picture, bro. He's like, all right.
Fucking hilarious, bro. Yeah, I got a
That is
picture of
so
Tommy
good.
Dreamer too.
What about the local legend, Mankind?
Well, yeah, I spoke. That was one of the first names I mentioned.
Yeah.
Mankind for me. Before I even knew he was from our town, I'll never forget when I first saw him like really get into the Mankind character, and then it got to the point when he was in that boiler room talking to the Undertaker. I think I'll never forget watching that scene
Wow. Yeah.
and just saying, "Okay, this guy's acting is next fucking level."
He's a beast.
And then we started Googling this motherfucker. I'll never forget, me and my boy D-Champ started Googling this guy. And it's like, hardcore legend, Cactus Jack, all this shit. And I'm like, start researching shit. I start clicking links. Next thing I know, I see this dude in like barbed wire matches in Japan.
Yeah.
And all this shit. And I'm just like, my jaws dropped. I don't even know he's from my town yet. Then we found out he was from our fucking town. And then he went to our high school.
Yep.
And then I found out, bro, me and that guy have mad things in common, bro. We both went to Ward Melville. We both played lacrosse. We both went to Cortland. We both tried to play lacrosse there. We're both, go down the list. We're both in the same frat. It's
Crazy.
It's wild. Like, we have a lot in common, me and that guy. And on top of it, my boy Teddy Gonzalez, shout out Teddy Gonzalez, and like every year for my birthday, he gets me a cameo from this guy.
Yeah.
And this guy like knows who I am through cameo.
Yeah.
And like does special things for us. Like always shouts me out. Always shout out fucking Mick Foley, dude. Mick Foley's a fucking legend of not only Setauket and Stony Brook and not only Long Island and not only wrestling, but of the world. The guy is a legend.
And also, he's not Hollywood at all, because
Not at all.
I've met him so many times growing up, because, he's so humble. He drove around the same red minivan for years, bro. And he used to pull up to the homecoming games at Melville, and he would pull up in the Cactus Jack fucking flannel.
Amazing.
And he would just be like, hey, what's up, guys? Like, I'm here to watch the game.
Remember, he showed up at the Tommy Dreamer event we're talking about.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
surprised us at the
And
end.
he came out with a fucking crutch. He had just had surgery
Yeah.
on his hip. And shout out to Mick Foley, bro.
Mick Foley's the legend, dude.
A legend and just a great guy behind the scenes. You know what just reminded me? We're going to talk about something really cool right now. Shout outs to Sports Plus. We talk
Sports
about
Plus
Sports
was the
Plus.
shit, bro.
Wow.
This
Talk
shirt
about
I'm wearing,
Sports Plus for a minute.
this shirt I'm wearing, if you don't know and you imagine knowing nothing, is a shirt made from the greatest fighting video game of all time. I'm putting it on paper right now. Anyone who thinks otherwise is fucking brain dead.
I agree.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2
the best.
is the fucking best game I ever played, and the amount of time I spent at Sports Plus playing that game on that fucking, bro, that was the best. Some of my best memories of playing video games as a human being is Sports Plus, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Who's fucking next?
Yeah.
Who's next? I'm on until someone beats me. Who's beating me? I want to know.
Bag full of coins. Bag full of
I didn't need fucking coins. Who's next? I'm up.
No,
Who's
but
next?
for real, when can we ever say in a point of time that we'll see another place like Sports Plus?
We won't.
Arcade.
Can I tell you something? I've thought about it. I'm like, yo, we got Dave & Buster's now.
Fuck.
We got these retro arcades
Not
now.
the same.
It's
Not
not
the same.
even close to the same.
For Long Island kids, Sports Plus was arcade, ice skating,
Bowling.
paintball, bowling, laser tag,
3D shit.
3D fucking
4D
Universal
motion shit.
Studios fucking shit, roller coaster, and then also there was
Bar
a
restaurant upstairs.
pizzeria,
The roller
Pizzeria
coaster.
downstairs.
Forgot about
Roller
that.
coaster.
every game you can
Yo,
think
the roller
of.
coaster, shout out WBLI. Shit, when I was like 8 years old, they had a fucking contest. Whoever could stay on the fucking roller coaster the longest without getting off. And we all got on at the same time.
Yeah.
And it was like adults, kids, everybody. And it would be like, all right, I got to get off. And they literally let somebody off and they started right back up.
Yeah,
And bro, I lasted till like the last 3 people, but it was like 8 hours I had to get off.
yeah.
But we won mad free CDs, bro.
Oh yeah, that's so fire.
They like handed us mad free CDs. It was like $250 worth of CDs. We were like, yeah.
Yeah, but what a place, bro, right?
It was amazing.
Like
Yeah,
if
it's
you're a
crazy
Long Island
memories.
kid in some period of time from the 90s, 2000s,
Sports
you had to have
Plus.
been to Sports Plus.
Was the meetup for everybody who was like a teenager or tween.
Oh yeah,
It was
Pulling
every
off the Sports
fucking
Plus.
weekend, Friday, whatever days you could get there. It was like, and I remember one year I said, I don't want no fucking gifts for nothing. I don't want no money. I don't want no gifts. I don't want socks. I don't want nothing. I said, I want everybody in the whole family for the whole fucking year. Y'all all chip in. I want to go to travel camp because all my boys was going to travel camp.
yeah.
Travel camp back then was the shit, right? But it was kind of expensive. And like,
Yeah.
I get it. Like, I understood, like, we can't afford that shit. So that's why I said, yo, I'm sacrificing everything. My birthday, Christmas, Easter, name the holiday. I don't want one thing from not one person in the family. Add it all up to travel camp. That's all I want.
Yeah.
So they sent me for that 1 year. That 1 year I went, though, you know how many times we went to fucking Sports Plus? It was the best.
Yeah.
It was like every 4th day, it was like Sports Plus. It was like, yes.
It's the best thing ever.
It was fucking amazing. Yo, shout out my boy Mike Ruiz used to make pizza there.
Yeah,
Wow.
he did. Yeah, he
Mike
used to-
Ruiz was slinging pizzas up there,
Shout out
bro.
to Mike Ruiz. Holy.
My boy Ruiz was coming to the wrestling events with us too, bro.
Yeah, yeah. He before he moved away. Yeah, fucking.
Shout out Ruiz, bro.
Shout out to Ruiz. Fucking. Let me pour up some more water.
But yeah, Sports Plus was the absolute shit. But yeah, I miss, like, I'll be honest, even as an adult, I just missed the whole thing of an arcade. Arcade was a sick thing as a video game player.
Yeah.
The arcade is a whole different animal and vibe and everything. Like,
It's a whole experience.
it is.
to play a game.
that's why
you know?
anytime I'm like away or something and it's like, oh, there's like a barcade or something, let me check this place out real
Same,
quick.
you gotta
bro.
pull up and
Yeah,
see
just
what
see what's going on.
Yep.
I will say, shout out that dude in the mall.
Dude in the mall is fire.
Yo, dude put together a fire little collection of like official retro games, including this one and others.
Yeah,
That it's like, this is pretty fucking official for a retro
it's pretty
arcade.
impressive for one randomly.
It's
in
pretty
Smith
impressive.
Haven Mall,
But
you know?
yo, with that said, do you remember the Time Out,
Oh, Time Out. Yeah,
which was the other arcade in the mall? That shit was fire.
Why
They
not?
had the silent scope.
the Silent Scope.
That was fire.
Yo, that's
My
crazy.
favorite, one of my favorite arcade games of all time, 100%, Time Crisis 2.
time when you gotta press the
Wow.
paddle, right?
I had
You
that on
press the
Play-
pedal
I
to the
had that on
duck and then you let
PlayStation,
go and
bro.
you shoot. And yo, if you remember, Time Crisis 2 had the gun where it had action.
Yeah, so it
Yeah.
was
It's
like
like
ba-boom,
yeah,
ba-boom.
yeah, it was
It was-
popping off
it
while
was
you were shooting.
fire.
Yeah, I remember that one. That one was fire.
Wow.
That's one to have in your crib one day when you really
Time
make it.
Crisis, by the way, so like up until recently, Time Crisis 5 or something was at Dave & Buster's. It ain't there no more. But that was fun.
It was
Yeah.
wow.
Yo, Dave & Buster's low-key be having some shit, but like they'll end up rotating some shit out and then
Yeah.
it's like one of the best games and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Why'd you take it out?
But, you know, I like popping in once in a while. Probably once, twice a year. I go to Dave & Buster's just to see what's popping.
Yeah, I take the kids there once in a while.
Honestly, you should.
Yeah. They
It's a
like
good time. They'll
it.
have
Yeah,
a
they like
blast.
it. Kids love it.
I mean, it's the closest thing to Sports Plus now.
Yeah.
It ain't the
Bring him to
same.
the one in the mall though.
Yeah.
You ever been there? To them?
No, I haven't been there.
Yo,
yet.
the one in the
wow.
mall is worth bringing him to because like they'll have fun either way,
Mhm.
but it's all nostalgia.
Yeah,
It's good ass
Fire
game.
pinball
Cool.
too.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
And I think like if your kids are a certain age, they get in free, so you only pay
Cool.
for yourself.
Yeah.
Actually,
I'm
yo,
sure
speaking
they'll
of
love it.
pinball, I just heard through the homie that they opened up a super fire, all pinball spot in Patchogue. The place is filled wall to wall with all classic pinball games. I gotta check that out.
Wow, I'm down for that.
Yeah, we gotta check that out for
Fire.
sure.
That's fire.
Great concept.
I remember the most nostalgic pinball one for me is the Flintstones movie with John Goodman. I feel like that
For
one
me,
was everywhere.
I have a lot of big ones, but for me, it's The Sopranos.
Oh, The Sopranos, yeah, 100%.
The Sopranos pinball for me was like that was the best.
Trying to think what other fire pinballs. Oh, Adam's Family.
Adam's Family is a
I
good
like
one.
that,
Fire one.
Yeah, I played that one
You know, I also used to like there's an Avengers one. I actually played it when I was in Denver. 2 different places in Denver had it. It was fire. It brought me back.
Oh yeah,
Like
fuck
a
with
2010 Avengers one or something.
that. Oh, that's sick.
Sick.
Yeah, I love that. Fucking the Sports Plus fucking memories are definitely deep within me.
Yeah, bro. Meeting up, we used to meet up with girls from like other
Yeah, you take-
schools there.
You take your date there. you know.
Oh, we'd like meet a girl there the week before, and then like you'd have to call their house and talk to their parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
And you're like, yo, you want to meet up at like 6 p.m. at fucking
Yeah. Yep.
Sports Plus?
Sports Plus, yeah, you want to pull up the Sports Plus
It's like that was it.
Yeah.
and like games on me, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, that's so crazy, bro. That kids nowadays won't ever experience some shit like that because
Nah.
everything's on your phone or right at your crib.
Yep.
Like,
Exactly. A
Uh,
DM away.
yeah, like what a DMOA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. I'm glad that I grew up in the era that I did.
I think our era was specifically special for this reason. We were the last generation to not have cell phones, and we were the first generation to have cell phones at the same time.
Yeah, we were in that transition.
We were in the transition of not having cell phones growing up, and then when you're like 14, it's like, wait, we all have cell phones now? And it's like, as a teenager, as you're turning and developing and turning into an adult, we had them in our hands, and we saw the whole progression of all the technology as it happened from its infancy and as our adolescence was ending and as our adulthood was starting. So
Yeah.
my generation specifically was like in the middle of all of that, and I think that puts us at a higher advantage where we were able to still experience going out until the streetlights came on, but still having the cell phones in our pocket in
Yeah.
high school. You know what I'm saying?
So, let's
Or
ask.
you get chirped.
Yeah, well, I
Well, I had the
with the
Nextel. The
Nextel.
Nextel was the best shit of all time.
I had a side.
To this day, I miss it.
I had the Nextel and the Sidekick at the same time
This
Oh.
guy.
because my dad had one phone plan and my mom had the other.
Holy
So I had
shit.
the Nextel on my
Wow.
dad's plan and the T-Mobile Sidekick
This
on my
guy.
mom's plan. So I have both of them joints on my belt with the pack. You know how.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know how it was.
I used to
With
tuck
the
my
pack.
shirt into the.
Yeah,
you know,
tuck your shirt into
Oh,
the
yeah.
Sidekick
gotta tuck it
pack.
into your
Oh,
cell
yeah.
phone, right?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
100%. Yeah, I
It
have
was all
both
about
of
having a
them
fire cell phone clip for the I-95, dude.
The
Yeah.
I-95
Oh, my
I'd
God.
have the clear matching joint
Wow.
with the battery that lit up.
with everything. My shit was hooked up because I was working at Nextel.
Yeah, so you had the antennas and shit.
I had
You all
everything. My shit was full custom to
You'll
the
be,
max.
you'll be sitting in
and
class.
I'd have people
What a
like
time.
like girls would come through, and I'd be like, "Just leave your phone here, and like come back in like 6 hours." And like
Be
Tone put a
I'd-
GPS tracker.
no,
in those.
it would be like fully custom. They come back and they're like, "Yo, what the fuck?" I'm like, "Yeah, don't worry
That's
about it."
crazy.
No, I remember doing all that shit too, bro. Going to the TS flea market and getting all different batteries and cases.
The whole
for
thing
my
was
Nextel.
light up, clear,
Yeah,
different
yeah.
color cases.
Set of
Oh my
tears.
God.
Customizing that shit and then having the ringtones was everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we had the program to put the ringtones on. You can make it whatever you want. And be like, I threw on some ringtones for
Yeah.
you too. Most of us was like, yo.
Yo, so you want to know something crazy about that?
And you remember you just hold your volume up and it would just rip the ringtone. You can
just
play it.
your
Yep.
shit. Yeah.
Yep.
I actually learned how to do the ringtones from the guy at the Nextel store on my
Who,
laptop.
Bala?
Whatever his name was.
You remember
yeah.
him, the little Indian guy, Bala?
Oh, you're talking about next to Starbucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
You remember
was it.
Bala?
Yeah, that was it.
He's the man. Bala, shout out Bala, bro, wherever he
Wherever
is.
he is.
That was my guy.
Bala, the
We
Nextel
worked together
store
for
guy.
mad long.
Wow.
Yo, so he taught me how to do the ringtones, and then I would go home and
Bala was the best,
all
bro.
my
He hooked
homies, I
everybody
would
up.
do everybody's
Bala
ringtones
hooked
for him.
everyone up. He was the man.
crazy.
Yo, we
Bala.
worked there. Me, my brother, 2 of my boys. We all worked there, bro. It was crazy. We was just
Fire.
in the prime of Nextel. It was sick.
Yo, another Long Island nostalgia conversation. A TS flea market.
Oh man, R.I.P.
R.I.P. for
so
real.
many amazing things I bought there. My first Wu-Tang chain in 4th grade.
For real, yeah.
The jewelries were crazy. There, right?
Fucking Adidas pants, the wind pants with the 3 stripes.
The windbreaker pants.
Like DX wrestling shirts.
So for me,
like
it was,
FUBU.
It had to be like the 3-piece outfits you would get for like $60. You'd get a tee, like a Flintstones gangster tee with a tee to go under it, a pair of jeans, and the fitted.
Well, I would always just go in there and I'd like put all the shit up there. I'd be like, how much for all this shit? And I just and I'd walk away.
And they'd be, no.
And then I'd be like, nah, you ain't really coming off it like that. I'm not. And they'd be like, nah, all right, fine, I'll do this for you. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. And I'd leave. And then I'd walk by with a bag like I bought shit for somebody else. He goes, buddy, like, come over here. And they like break it down crazy. I'm like, all right.
Yo, so I'll tell you a funny story.
I'd always walk back with a bag from someone else. Like, yeah, I told you, bro. And he was just like, all right.
Yo, so when I was younger, I wasn't like the best kid. I was like an asshole, right? And
you were a fucking jerk off.
I
still are.
I was a jerk off jabroni. So my mom was working for some big time bank at the time. I don't remember what the fuck it was, right?
Chase.
And you can ask all my best friend homies. They'll tell you the story is 100% authentic. So I would take my mom's Amex. She'd be like, yeah, sure. Like, you know, like get gas or whatever. Like, I don't give a fuck. It's my company credit card, right? And one summer, we were going back to school. I think it was summer of 10th grade going to 11th grade. I went to a TS flea market. I went with my 4 homies and I said, yo, we're buying fucking clothes for the whole fucking year. So on my mom's credit card, $850 on a TS flea market 3-piece out. But that imagine how much shit we got for $850. We got fucking each got like 12 outfits, bro,
yeah.
Right? So then my mom fucking calls me a few days later and she's like, what the fuck did you do? I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, my manager just called me in and asked why there was almost $1,000 charge to sneakers and kicks in the Atia's flea market. And she's like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? I was like, oh no, I needed new clothes for school. Bro, my mom took away my car for fucking, I think, when did school start? Fucking September.
Yeah.
I had no car September, October, November. I got my car back fucking Christmas Day. But I was like, shout out to the Atia's flea market though, because they didn't check the ID on the car.
I'll never forget Boris. You remember Boris?
Boris, yo.
So Boris was the sneaker guy.
The sneaker
Atia's,
guy.
Half his shit was fake.
100%, bro.
But sometimes he'd be having real
He
ones
had their
for
general
some
releases.
Yeah.
He always had the hookups too.
I used to wheel and deal with Boris, bro.
Boris. Angela, if you knew this guy Boris,
Nah.
he was like
he was a character.
He was a character, bro.
Thick, like Turkish accent.
Thick Turkish guy, clean shaved, but would wear like a Walmart polo and like no sock sandals to sell you shoes. And he had like all of these crazy shoes on the wall.
He always had some shit. And then when I started selling shoes, he was actually buying shoes for me for a little bit.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to the fuck Atia's flea
Boris,
market.
man. Yo, Atia's flea market was crazy.
That-
The
that's
jewelry
some Long
area
Island
was
shit.
nuts over there.
That's
It
some
was-
Long
it was
Island
insane,
shit right
bro.
there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think I may have got my first like ring there or some crazy.
Yeah,
shit,
everybody got
bro.
their first piece
Pull
of
up
jewelry
there.
there.
Something.
Wow, that's hilarious, bro. Fuck.
Yeah, I got a Wu-Tang chain. I'll never forget it. Never. I wish I still had it.
You don't have it anymore? It's gone.
God knows what happened to it.
Damn.
Hilarious.
I could definitely see you copping a Wu-Tang Clan chain from
4th grade.
fucking Tia Flea Market. Probably had some nice fucking diamonds in it and shit.
It was, like fake sterling silver.
Yeah.
Nice size Wu-Tang, though. It was nice.
I remember buying something from there. This is some
And it was
real-
the full symbol with the words clean. Like some of them was janky. This one was clean. I wore that shit with the Nauticas, bro.
I bought with the Nauticas, right? Yeah.
Oh, with the
100%.
fire half zip up Nautica.
The red, white, and blue one.
Nah, bro, the white and navy.
The white and
fucking
navy. Yes, that one.
Stripe.
With the stripe. Wow.
Polo. It looked like a polo, but it was Nautica.
Yeah, that's crazy. I remember getting one of. Do you guys remember the belts that would turn into the lighters?
Yeah, I do.
So
I do remember
it
that.
was a belt, Angela. It was like a belt, and there was a circle in the belt, and there would be like a New York Yankees symbol in it, and you would turn it, and it would pop out, and it would look like a canteen, but it was a lighter.
That's fine.
And then you would like clip it into your belt like some like Power Ranger shit.
That's crazy.
I remember I had the Yankees and the Mets one when I was younger.
That was some.
Why did I need a lighter for?
Tia's Flea
I don't know.
Market, when
Just
that went out of
because.
business, that was like, everybody was like, damn, now that shit's
Yeah.
like a Target.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's like a Target. Yeah.
Yeah.
They knocked the whole shit down. It don't even exist.
Yeah, it's gone. And before that, it was an arcade too. Remember that?
Wasn't it like a roller skating rink or some shit?
I remember there was like aliens painted on the walls and shit like
Fucking
that.
talk about Long Island and talk about shit like that, bro. Spaceplex.
Spaceplex.
Now
that's
that was
OG.
the shit.
Was that next to Wood Kingdom?
No, bro, that was where the sports arena is now.
The sport, yeah, yep. Wow, I
In
do remember
Smithtown,
that now.
by
Yeah,
the dealership.
by the dealership.
And bro, you'd walk in there and it had like the tunnel with the smoke and like the fucking lights. It was like you're walking through an alien tunnel to get in.
Wow, I do remember.
And then it was like an amazing arcade. It would be like you walk in and the first thing you saw was like the Terminator gun machine game. And
With
it was
the
like,
two of
oh,
them, right?
yeah, and you knew with the second you saw that when you walk into the place, it was like, oh no, this place
Yeah,
is
it's
fire.
serious. I've never
Yeah.
been there. Wow.
Spaceplex
remember
was
this
the
vaguely,
shit.
Yeah,
This was early 90s shit.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
I may have been really small going there.
Spaceplex was it back then.
Yeah. No, I didn't have a chance to go.
Before pre Sports
Wasn't able to
Plus,
get
that
there.
was it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There was I mentioned Wood Kingdom. Do you remember going to Wood Kingdom?
That was where they had laser tag.
They had laser tag there, and then they also had all of these different like shits you can like climb through.
I never did the climb through shit, but I went to a few birthday parties as a kid where we played laser tag.
I'm sorry, it was called.
It was Laser Kingdom.
It was Wood Kingdom and
Yeah,
Laser
yeah, I've been
Kingdom
there.
next to each
They
other.
were next to
yeah,
each other, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
wow, that's some crazy
Yeah, I've
shit.
been
They're
to
both
Laser
gone
Kingdom.
too
Yeah, that's
now.
I
crazy.
do remember that though. Laser tag was fire. Like, what happened to laser? Like, I know they still have it, but like not around here.
Yeah, like what
No.
happened to that?
Back in the
no
day,
idea.
like they'd have the fire, black light, full
was
custom
fun.
shit.
Yeah,
that was
As a
fun.
kid, like kids think that shit's
Yeah.
fun.
I still do
Nowadays,
that
it's
now,
like,
bro.
oh, you're turning them into assault weapon holders.
Yeah,
It's gonna be another, you know, and this is what we're talking about. Because they have all this shit, weird shit happening, like these fucking school shootings.
yeah.
That's like the shit that,
That
just
laser
happened.
tag is like looked
You
frowned
can't even
upon by
fucking do laser
certain
tag no more. People don't
families,
give their kids Nerf guns no more. Nothing.
It's a crazy time we're in right now.
Like, I don't know. We had less school shootings than ever back then, and we were all playing with guns 24/7.
yeah, I
You
mean,
know, we used to run around the neighborhood with cap guns, playing cops and robbers and shit.
yeah, I mean, none of us went crazy, right?
That's what I mean.
I don't know. It's a crazy topic to talk about.
It's a mental health problem, bro.
100%.
That's the main issue.
And I also think that things like laser tag would prevent shit like that from happening because it's normal to like have fun as a kid, you know? Like that shit shouldn't be taken away from
The
you.
other thing too is like, bro, like buy Call of Duty and relax, my guy. What
Yeah.
the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, 100%. Remember how crazy it was when like early 2000s, all the M-rated games and all the fucking senators were like, oh, if you play fucking
Grand Theft
GoldenEye
Auto.
and Grand Theft Auto, you're gonna go out and
I do
kill
remember
people.
Grand Theft Auto
Yeah,
was
it
a
was
big
a big
one
one.
where they were like,
Yep.
but I mean, bro, they did the same thing with rap music. It was like, oh, don't let them listen to rap music.
Remember Duke Nukem? That
Duke
video
Nukem,
game?
yeah, they were all
Doom?
going crazy
Doom, yeah. Yeah.
about all these like suggested themes.
Wolfenstein.
Yeah,
Remember that?
Wolfenstein. Yeah, the World War II one.
Let's
Where you're
go
killing
to
the Nazis.
fucking Ryan Hughes' house and play Wolfenstein, dude, on the PC.
For me, mine was Siphon Filter. You remember Siphon
Oh my
Filter
God,
for
bro.
PlayStation? You
Dude,
remember
went
that, right?
off on that.
I was old. I was like 14 at that point.
Yeah. That wasn't a first-person shooter. That was when you were running around.
That was
but,
like third person, yeah.
That was one of
Yeah,
my
that shit
favorite
was
ones.
good,
That's
bro.
a classic that people don't talk about a
I
lot.
Very
remember
good.
it, but like it
Highly
don't stick out for me.
Very underrated.
I feel like
Yeah,
during
very
that
underrated.
period, I was
Super
playing
underrated.
like Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal. Wow.
Wow,
love Twisted
I love
Metal.
that.
By the way, I've been saying it for years. What is wrong with these jerk offs, and why have they not made a Twisted Metal game that's like online multiplayer today?
I think that they're just morons. A lot of these people.
You know how
aren't
many people would love to
capitalizing.
play that shit with their boys? Like, let's play
Yeah,
Twisted
bro.
Metal. 8 of us get in the room in a different car.
Yeah,
that shit is
revamp it.
fire.
Make it 4K
Fire,
or
and
whatever.
have all the same characters.
We
like-
used to love that shit, bro. Twisted Metal 1, 2, 3, 4, even classics.
Yeah, my
we
favorite
play that
was
shit crazy.
The OG guy, the clown.
The
Clown
Sweet
face.
Tooth.
Sweet
Sweet
Tooth,
Tooth, yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, now we're talking some good shit right now.
Yeah,
Twisted Metal was the shit.
Dude, I was addicted to that game.
Who didn't like Twisted Metal?
I
You're a
didn't- it
fucking
was
moron.
Crazy.
Yeah, 100%. I
Twisted
love
Metal was my favorite.
Yep.
And then
You want to know a great game that nobody talks about, bro? What was it called? Darkness. Nightmare Creatures.
Nightmare Creatures. I
Remember that shit for
yeah.
PlayStation?
Yep.
Nah, I haven't
Yo.
played it. Nope.
Motherfuckers don't know about that shit. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, it was like a Resident Evil-y kind of vibe.
Yeah.
But there was
With, like, monsters.
Yeah, I remember that 100%. I mean, for me, that PlayStation era, there's only one game that comes to mind. You know what I'm gonna say right now.
Too Extreme. You
What
don't
is it?
remember Too Extreme, bro?
I remember that.
Oh, you're
shit.
bugging. When
Wow.
PlayStation first came out,
The
what
snowboarding
was,
game?
Yeah, no, it was like rollerblading,
It was
snowboarding,
everything.
everything.
Yeah.
I remember the snowboarding, but
It was
I
like
had
no, it was
that.
like everything. It was
I
like
played
all
the shit out
extreme
of that.
sports.
I don't remember.
That shit
this.
was the best when it first came
I
out.
know Dolly's about to say
Crash
Tony
Bandicoot.
I wasn't gonna say Tony
Oh,
Hawk.
I thought you were about to say
Bandicoot?
Tony Hawk.
But Crash Bandicoot, amazing game.
So good.
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider. No, I'm saying Metal Gear Solid. That's my
No,
favorite.
no.
Okay.
No, it's down the list for me.
Ooh. Ooh, yeah, V-Tone isn't a fan of Metal Gear.
Also, PlayStation 2, NBA Street. You shit.
Oh, yeah,
100%.
NBA Street. Why don't they bring
NBA
that
Street.
back?
Yep.
It was NBA Street 2 might have been, and even 3. Those two were like unfucking believable.
2K should bring that back.
Also,
It was
low
so
key Xbox One NHL Hits.
Oh, Hits, yeah.
Hits was the best. That
Probably
was
one of the best hockey games ever.
No, it is.
And
It's
it
the
had,
best
it
hockey
had
game
NFL
ever.
Blitz too.
And they have
NFL Blitz
the
was
NFL one.
amazing. I
Yeah.
mean, that was a great arcade game.
Yeah.
NBA Jam 2 for its
Yep.
time was
Yeah.
classic.
Wow,
100%.
yeah, that was
But, you
good.
know, Street took that shit to the next level.
Yeah, it did.
NBA Street, they should absolutely bring back somebody. get
NFL
2K.
Street was dope. FIFA Street was dope.
That whole line of the
Yeah.
street.
Or,
game.
you know what it is? Like, I've always been this way. It's like, fuck realistic video games. I'm playing video games to not. If I want to do realistic shit, I go play basketball.
Yeah.
I'm trying to play a video game here. So, like, give me the arcade version of shit that's just fun to play, awesome mechanics, and I can't do that in real life, but I can do it in a video game.
What would be your OG #1 game console era?
Oh, it's so hard because I also, just like cell phones, witnessed the entire arc of video games.
Yeah.
I started with the Atari. I went to the
Yeah.
NES.
Yeah.
I went to the Sega and Super
The
Nintendo.
Genesis, yeah, all that
I went
shit,
to the
yep.
fucking PlayStation.
Yep.
I went to the N64.
Yep.
I saw the whole arc. I've never missed one.
Same. I'm right there with you.
So it's so hard for me because they were all good in their own ways. But if there's one that I feel like lasted the longest and felt the most between nostalgic and just good video games, it was like, for me, the Sega Genesis. There was just something
Sega was
about
good.
all those games: Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Sonic the Hedgehog, Toy Story. I could go down the fucking list.
Toy Story. Wow.
Both,
Toy Story.
both. Yeah, that was like a puzzle game. People don't even
Wow.
realize it.
Yeah.
You know, there was just there's too many to name. Sega has so many fucking Road Rash, RBI Baseball, NHL '94. I go down the fucking list. Sega was amazing,
Yeah.
but for wrestling games, we all know where the best wrestling games ever were. N64, no question about it.
No Mercy is the best wrestling game ever made.
I would argue, most people would agree with you. I think No Mercy is definitely up there. It's top 3, 100%. But for me, WrestleMania 2000 was the best
the one
because
previous to that.
it
yeah.
had the best customized, where you make your own character, make your own entrance, theme music, and then you make your own skill set
Yeah.
where you knew every single move was like your favorite. Any combination you did, it was all your favorite moves on one character.
Yeah.
What's better than that? And
Yeah.
it was the easiest thing to do moves on that shit. It was just like
The-
one button
yeah,
moves.
yeah,
it was
yeah.
just like bam, do this, bam, do that, bam. It was set up the best. So for me, N64 was the best for the wrestling era, but N64 lacked for a lot of other games. I think Blitz was good on
I
N64.
had Blitz for N64.
Blitz was really good, but you know, for me, it was always like, okay, this is second best in the arcade, but it was like, okay, I can play it at home now, so this is fire. You know, you still almost had a joystick with that joystick, like
that thing in the middle. Yeah.
it felt good enough where it was like, this is fun. We played that a lot. But then PlayStation was huge. Took everything to the next level. That
Yeah.
was the beginning when it was like, oh, it's CDs now?
yeah.
Yep.
And it was like, oh, this is how many bits? 32 bits? No, this
Yeah.
shit is crazy.
It went to a completely.
It was a different
realm,
level.
yeah.
But then, you know, then it started being over and over and over again. It was like double is good, double is good, double is good.
Yeah.
It's like PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. Now it's like VR. And yo, let me tell you something. I got the new PlayStation VR. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
you told me this is.
It
crazy.
is wild.
Yeah.
Bro, it's dope as fuck. The NFL shit, you're the quarterback. It feels like, bro, it's wild. It's wild.
For me,
The shit in the next like 10 years
gonna
where
be
this
so
shit's gonna go
crazy, yeah.
is gonna be
Yeah,
nuts.
gaming's gonna be completely.
It's also gonna be like Ready Player One is gonna be like the new idiocracy that is the new 1984, because Ready Player One is like gonna come true. Like people are gonna rather fucking just be, I'm gonna just stay home and stay in the fake world. Like
Yeah.
the real world is trash. Like I'm just gonna be in my little fake metaverse. Like it's gonna get to that point.
I believe that too.
It really is, because if you played with any kind of virtual reality and you see where they're going with all this shit, it's like a matter of 5 to 10 years before we're in big trouble.
Yeah.
Between AI and VR and the metaverse and everything else going on, I mean, we're in for some.
The Matrix.
I mean, we're living in the Truman Show Matrix already, but now it's going to be like really.
The real Matrix. Yeah.
Holy shit, man! Imagine knowing nothing.
For real. Yeah, we don't know shit.
What? How much time are we in here?
1 hour and 43 minutes.
It's about that time for me.
Yeah, we've been chatting.
I think we had a good chat. So, Doli, I appreciate you coming through. Always a pleasure. You're officially a part of the fucking Whack Pack. And, imagine knowing nothing.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for letting me come here and talk about the things I love. Video games, fucking.
That's what we do over here,
Comic
man.
books,
We have somebody.
music.
We have somebody for everything.
Yeah, 100%. Well, yo, cheers to you, Angelo, too.
And shout out my boy Angelo. Nothing but the best to you and best wishes. And we'll be back.
Yes, sir.
Salute.
Salute, boys.